Who's coming with me?
It's a short shot. We the source now. Taking over the game, put it on padlock. With a better roster, sick as a plate of lobster. Let them niggas hate, but revenge will never stop us. It's a short shot. We the source now. Taking over the game, put it on padlock. With a better roster, sick as a plate of lobster. Let them niggas hate, but revenge will never stop us. Kill the cancer, you can call me a sick assassin. Cut the chains, you can call me LeBron James. Make a decision, but you never had me in derision. Changing the vision, but mark them that cause division. For real? Never in submission like I need permission. Nigga steady telling lies like a politician. Nigga need to cool it down, but we the new edition. Yes. Yeah, the name is the source. Check the reinvention. For real? You think we not prepared for the fallout? Watch us stack this information. Watch us.
Yo, SUC in the building, man. You back? Yo, man, shout out to Sourced Up Click, man. Scholastic Bully. What's going on, brother?
7 Gang. Y'all already know what's up, man. Source Gang. What we do here is special because in this community, we surrounded by nothing but rhetoric, a sea of rhetoric and keyboard warriors. So we that diamond in the rough, you know what I'm saying? And we got the argument king today, swinging and banging all the way from the land of Canaan. My brother James gonna present y'all with flames. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I'm excited. I'm ready to see this. I know he gonna bring the fire, bro. Let's get it.
That's right, man. Without further ado, man, we turn everything over to our brother, James Cassell.
All right, man. Let me share my screen real quick. And while I do that, first, I want to give all praises to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank the CEO and our champ for allowing me to come on here and do this presentation right here, man. You know, I wanted to do something special for the source, a topic that I know is talked about a lot in the community. You know what I'm saying? And that's who is Japheth, man? Because a lot of people argue, you know what I'm saying, that the white man is Japheth. Some argue the white man ain't Japheth. So I want to put together a little presentation and show y'all what I've been getting from my studies. All right. So the intro, like I said, but the main thing I want to emphasize in my intro is in the second paragraph, they're using the last glacial maxim as the infamous flood of Noah kept in the oral traditions or the memory of the oral memory of the Israelites. The reason I say that is because I'm bringing this from a secular perspective. So if I'm going to bring it from a secular perspective, I have to also approach the biblical text from a secular perspective. And from a secular perspective, especially Genesis, is an oral tradition and it's part of the oral memory, which means it was some dramatic event that took place in the history of the people that they kept and recorded. So that being Noah's flood, you know, we go around the world looking, almost every culture that ever exists, they got a flood story, you know. So I think that pointed to a real event that took place. So what I had to do was look through the archaeological record and see, was there any global climatic event involving water where it pretty much was a bottleneck to a lot of human and animal life, you know. And then I found that was the last glacial period. And the last glacial maximum is more towards the end of it, that period. But I believe that period is what they're talking about in with the great flood of Noah, if I'm going to bring it from a secular perspective. Another thing I want to point out is that the reason I come at it from this approach is because I personally don't use exact dating. So what I use is relative dating. So I look at the archaeological record for the sequence order of events. So what I do is I take that and I compare it to what the oral tradition of my ancestors is. And then when I mash that together, that's going to be what I present here. But pretty much using that as the marker for the flood period. The next thing I wanted to do was look to the area where Genesis 10 says they migrated to, which we all know that was Europe, Russia, and all that region there. So the next thing to do, obviously, was to, go through the fossil record and see what we find. But right here it says, we build a model to address the traditions of our ancestors and find where it coincides with the archaeological record. Then we update our model to reflect the modern sciences based on the findings. Using the table of nations in combination with the genetic data, we see if we can identify a common ancestral Y chromosome origin of these people who were the first to settle in these regions in accordance with the findings of modern science. Why take this approach? I pretty much told y'all that, why use the lab and all that. Also, something to point out, I personally take the stance that the quote unquote sons of the gods were other types of archaic humans like Neanderthals and Denisovians, and they also died off due to this glacial period. So that also coincides with, only one lineage surviving this flood, one Y chromosome lineage. All right, so the objectives pretty much was to show a common ancestor of the first people to populate Europe after or during the last glacial maximum. The second part would be pretty much given the methodology that I pretty much use, which is like I said, looking in the archaeological record, grabbing the genetics, and then looking in the phylogenetic tree to see if it goes back to a common ancestor. Then I'll give the results of the findings, and then we'll have our conclusion. So part one. All right, right here is the Goyet Caves. As you can see, this is up in, I believe that's Belgium, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, up in Belgium. And there we find the Y chromosome basal clad of C1a. So there's one genetic, one haplogroup we have right there that we can look at, C18. That's found in the Upper Paleolithic about 35,000 years ago. Not only is this one is found there, but there's also another one at Pastora Norelli, I believe that's in Spain, if I'm not mistaken. And the source for this is the Genetic History of Ice Age Europe, published in June 9th of 2016. And I'm going to be using this source a lot because it's pretty much was the combination of all the data from the period. All right. The next place we have is the, I don't even know how to say that, but it's in Oblast, Russia. This one right here is from 37,000 years ago. So you're looking at about 35,000 BCE. And this one is the Y haplogroup was C1b, which is the brother of it. And this is from Koistinsky 14 genome, and that's actually a artist rendition of what it would look like today. So you can see that the hook nose, the curly hair, but they would have had dark skin. Also, genome present in early evidence for the separation of Europeans and East Asian lineages. It was found to have a close relationship to the Mount Altaboy from 24,000 years ago of the Southeast Siberia of the ancient North Eurasians. That's a culture. And to the late Mesolithic hunter-gatherers of Europe and the Western Siberia, as well as to the basal population ancestral to early European farmers, but not to East Asians. So it's pretty much saying all of Europe at this point. And this is from the genomic structure in Europe's dating back at least 36,200 years ago. And this was published in Science. All right, this is right here is the Vinstonis archaeological site. This is in the Czech Republic. All right, the pretty much talking about there was a burial site with 3 bodies that was found there in the burial site. And it says the body were lying in an extended supine position, covered by burnt spruce logs and branches. The body in the middle was placed first, being partially covered by the other two. The other two were in different positions. One was face down and the other on his side with hands reaching the pubic region of the middle body. The heads of all three were covered with red ochre, and central body was having the red ochre around his pubis. At first, they was actually saying that the middle body was a female. I guess they were trying to make it some type of female worship by males, but then they found out that it was a male indeed. And Vestoni's 43 sample, that's the code for the body, for the exact body. The Y chromosome was found to be in haplogroup F. So we got 2 from haplogroup C, and we got 1 from haplogroup F. All right, and it says during the excavation at the site in 1986, a preserved triple barrel was unearthed. The site is dated to 28,000 years ago. The remains of 3 male individuals were found. It was initially believed that the middle of the 3 bodies was a female, but recent DNA evidence has proved the body was a male. And this is from a molecular approach to the sexing of a triple burial at the Upper Paleolithic site of Dolny, Bernice. It was published in +1 in 2016. So again, we got C and F covered right now. This one right here is the Bankola Tarla archaeological site. This is up in Turkey region. Is the eastern Anatolian region of Turkey lies the remains of a settlement occupied from the late Epio-Paleolithic to the pre-pottery bronze, pre-pottery Neolithic B periods. A large communal building with stone pillars were reported at Bungkuklu, I don't even know, Tarla, in 2019, prompting comparisons to Göbekli Tepe. And I did a presentation about 5 years ago dealing with Göbekli Tepe and the Natufian complex that moved up that region, up to that region to help that formulate. An excavation team under the direction of archaeologist Ergul Kodas of Artukul University has found evidence of an 11,800-year-old sewer system at the ancient settlement of Bungkuklu Tarla East in southeastern Turkey. I just had to point that out because that's the oldest evidence we have anywhere of a sewer system anywhere on the planet. And I want to give credence to the sons of Japheth for making that happen. And that's from Neolithic sewer system uncovered in southeastern Turkey, publication of the Archaeological Institute of America. All right, haplogroup G2A has been identified in the Neolithic human remains in Europe dating between 5,000 and 3,000 BCE. Neolithic Europeans were descendants of Neolithic farmers from Anatolia, among some of the earliest peoples in the world to practice agriculture. GM201 was found in Neolithic Anatolian Bungkuklu, dating back to 83,000 to 8,300 to 7,600 BCE. And that was published in Early Farmers from Across Europe Directly Descend from Neolithic Aegeans by Zana Hoffmanov. And so again, and I hoping I want to repeat this so people kind of catch on to it because a pattern forms. Is C, we got C, we got F. All right, now we got G. All right. This right is the Goyet Caves human remains in Belgium again, but this one's from 15,000 years ago. And this is the basal haplogroup HIJK. Has been found in Mesolithic Europeans, Goyet Q2, which is the code for the body. And this is the genetic history of Ice Age Europe, published in Nature again. And so again, we just went over G, and now we got HIJK. You know, this genetic thing ain't as complicated as some people try to make it seem. As you can tell, things are taking place pretty much in alphabetical order, which makes it kind of easy for you to see what comes from what And when you look at the phylogenetic tree towards the end, you'll really get a good picture of what I'm talking about. But pretty much, if I give a little bit, from F, you get what's called GHIJK, and then the G splits off, so that's why I gave you the G. But then you have the HIJK, which is a basal group in and of itself. And then, you know, the H will branch off from there, and that's what I'm about to give you now. H haplogroup in Hungary. And of course, this is from Hungary. The haplogroup H2 found in BAM 17B and BAM 25, those are the codes for the two bodies, of the Mesolithic European Starcevo population of Al-Sanyek, 5700 BCE. And that is from Parallel Paleogenomic Transects Reveal Complex Genetic History of Early European Forms. I know I had said I was going to do this presentation early, but I had to go and actually read this stuff because I'm not like some people who like to just skim over, grab what they need, and then keep it moving. I actually want to read the articles. So if I'm questioning, I know what I'm talking about. And this was published in Nature in 2017. H2 also has a strong affiliation with the spread of agriculture from Anatolia into Europe, and is commonly found with haplogroup G2A, which we talked about earlier. H2 is found in Neolithic Anatolia as well as in multiple later Neolithic cultures in Europe, such as the Vinca culture in Serbia and the megalith culture in Western Europe. But as you can see, all this stuff is concentrating here on Europe. Again, the Verstonis archaeological site. This is in the Czech Republic, you know, just a little bit west of Russia. And this is basal IJK because the H fell off and created its own subclave. Now we have IJK, which has been found in Upper Paleolithic Europe in the Gravettian. That's is a culture. And the Verstonis 16 is the name of the body. And the reason I have this underneath this is because pretty much almost every haplogroup from here on out is going to branch off and come from these haplogroups, especially K. K's branch is bigger than the entire rest of the phylogenetic tree put together. It's so huge. And I think that goes to the name that the creator gave Japheth. And Yapatha, because y'all truly enlarged Japheth. Japheth's DNA we're gonna find is pretty much everywhere you can think to look. All right, and then you're these right here branch from it later, like I, J, R, N, and really wanted to point out that J there because people swear that J gotta be, you know, Shemitic, but it seems to fall right in line with all these DNA groups we find in Europe. You know, in Southeast Asia, Oceania, the Pacific, and it's that kind of caught me off guard because I wasn't one to so much, especially in the beginning, to advocate for the Pacific Islanders being the sons of Japheth, like a lot of One West groups was advocating for. But the more I studied, the more I found that there's actually credence to that. A lot of those are from ancient Europeans, before a lot of conquest and different things like that took place. Northern Eurasia with the N and Q and so on and so forth. And this is again from the genetic history of Ice Age Europe. Right here, we got my man Cheddar Man. And this right here gives you an illustration of what they look like. So, you know, when people try to tell you Japheth was a white man, you have to kind of take a step back and say, hold up, we got Cheddar Man right here.
Cheddar Man.
Yeah, that's a dark skinned man. We got some wavy hair and blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? And Cheddar Man was found in the British Isles. And right here it says the genetic markers suggest that he probably had green or blue eyes, lactose intolerance, dark, curly or wavy hair, and dark to black skin. Cheddar Man's Y DNA belonged to a sister branch of I2A2, which is a sister of J. And this is from population replacement in early Neolithic Britain. And published in Nature, Ecology, and Evolution. And it says population replacement. I might do a follow-up one on this, which talks about, the migration patterns and stuff that took place in Europe. But right now, this one right here is mainly focusing on getting those Y haplogroups and seeing if there was a common ancestor between the many Y haplogroups we're going to find throughout looking at the most ancient bodies we can find throughout Europe. This one right here is the Satserblia cave in Georgia, former Soviet Russia. And it says the ancient individual from Satserblia was male with black hair and brown eyes. However, the individual was one of the earliest found to carry the derived HER2 allele for blue eyes. The Satserblia individual also likely had light skin, as he was found to carry the derived SLC24A5 allele for light skin. The Satserblia individual was also lactose intolerant, something we find in common amongst the sons of Japheth, or the people that's in those regions, or the sons of Japheth, and carried the haplogroup J2. And he was found about 11,000 years ago. That's about 9,300 BCE. Up to 3% of the Satserblia's individual's DNA was of Neanderthal origin. And this is from the Satserblia, New Insights of Human Response and Survival Across the Last Glacial Maximum in the Southern Caucasus by Pitz-Hassi. The Ishma man of Serbia. This fossil was named after Ishma district of Serbia, where it had been discovered, belonged to Y DNA haplogroup K2A. Now, it's a lot of older haplogroups in relation to K that's found up in that region, and I guess it's probably because if you buried them up in Serbia, it was very well preserved because it's probably tundra most of the time. Belongs to Y DNA haplogroup Ka, and that asterisk is for a basal group. It means it's a basal lineage of it, and more closer related to East Asian and Oceanians than modern people living in Western Eurasian populations. So it's pretty much saying that people who live in the region live in now ain't related to them, while people who live in Oceania and Eastern Asia are more closely related to it. And this is from the oldest human genome reveals when our ancestors had sex with Neanderthals, published in Science American Associates for the Advancement of Science. And this is, as it says, the oldest human specimen we found of today's modern human. All right, ancient North Siberian, where if you look at the map here, you can see what the Ushima was at. Malta Boy is right here down here, but right here we're going to be talking about Yana. Yana RHS in Serbia about 31,000 years ago. Two unrelated males from Yana RHS belong to haplogroup P1. Now, P1 is actually a haplosubclade of K, but they call it P1. It also has a K name as well. I forgot to put it there, but P1 is ancestral to Y haplogroups Q and R. And I mentioned Q and R is because Q actually is the Y haplogroup for the first Native Americans that crossed over into North America, and while R is especially R1b is the haplogroup of a lot of Europeans today. So a lot of Europeans today, even, like they say the white man there, actually do descend from Japheth if they're R1b. The population history of northeastern Siberia since the Pleistocene, published in Nature, volume 570 in 2019. All right, here we go. Mount Alta Boy, or MA1, in Siberia 24,000 years ago. MA1 Y chromosome data was then included, and phylogenetic software 3 was used to construct a neighboring joining NJ tree with default parameters. Oh, you can see that I actually had that on here, but I took it out of the presentation. I actually had to figure it out, but I took it out at the last minute to focus in on this one thing. But MA1 was placed as a basal lineage to all the R's, so pretty much is a basal R lineage. And this is from the supplemental information from the Upper Paleolithic Siberian genome reveals dual ancestry of Native Americans. And I want to say something about supplemental information. See, a lot of people don't read a lot of these articles. It's probably just as much clearly defined information in the supplemental information as it is in the article itself. And it's probably not about stuff in the article itself, just stuff that connects to it. So a lot of times you want to go there, look at some of them charts, because the charts are very clearly defined, and get a lot of good information from them. But again, this is the R lineage. All right. East hunter-gatherers as a distinct genetic cluster in samples of 2 males of East hunter-gatherers, male buried in Karela, was found to be carrying R1A1. Both date to about 6,000 to 5,000 BCE. And this was found in the major Y chromosome haplogroup R1b Holocene era founder effect in Central and Western Europe, published in 2011. All right, so we got R, we had Q, bagging it up a little bit. We had P1, which is a sub of K, and we had K. So we coming towards the part where we're going to really key in on this and really get a full picture of what's going on here. The Eastern hunter-gatherers was buried in Samara around 5600 BCE, carried R1B1. So we got both clades of R1. Eastern hunter-gatherers are attested to about 75% ancient North Eurasian DNA descendant, and to contribute significantly to the ancestry of Western hunter-gatherers, which we're going to talk about some of those in a minute. During the Neolithic EGH, Eastern hunter-gatherers on the Pontic Caspian steppe created the Yamnaya culture, which was a culture that came a little bit later that brought some of the early farming culture to that region. This is from the phylogenetic and geographic structure of Y chromosome haplogroup R1A. All right, right here, this is the Fontagora 2, also in Serbia. Like I said, a lot of stuff is going on up there in Serbia and that Russia area. The individual showed close genetic affinities to Malta 1 or Malta boy. AG2 belongs to a now rare Y DNA haplogroup Q1A1, also known as QF746 and QNWT01. Pretty much is a Native American haplogroup. The genetic history of the Ice Age Europe. I pretty much now we want to take a look at all these different haplogroups that we have, because really, matter of fact, let me go to it right now. See, I got a chart, not this one, right here, where it got it say 51 ancient modern humans analyzed. This is from all over Europe. You see right here in the Y chromosome, you got K, F, C1b, C1a. Out of all of these here, 29 of them are male. And out of those 29, because a lot of these ones right here that say CT were found to just be basal Cs, 28 of them all connect to one common ancestor. And the phylogenetic tree is going to make that real clear. But I just want to show you can see the I right there, F, I, J, K, R right there, H, I, J, K, which I mentioned right there. That was found over in Belgium. I being found in Germany. I showed you one found in the British Isles. So let's get back to the presentation real quick. I just wanted to show that real quick. All right, right here, this is just a basic phylogenetic tree so everybody can see. All right, you got AB over here, which I'll give it away now. I believe that's dealing with Ham. You have DE, which, as you can see right here, they have it also with the out of Africa branch because they were having difficulties trying to figure out where did DE arise at. But when I do the presentation on the House of Shem, which deals with the area in which DE arose in, is going to expound on that a whole lot. And then over here, you see we have, which DE is here, we have CF right here with the C branch and the F branch, which we had a haplogroup. We went back to C. We have one that go back to F. So we can see it CF clearly, but I want to show the whole tree so you can get a real good concept. See, look how big Japheth lineage is. It goes from here all the way over here to the end. So Yah really did enlarge Japheth. But as you can see right here, this is the P1 with the R and the Q down here. And we can move up and we can get up to the K, IJK, H, IJK, so on and so forth. And we get back to CF. So I think that the evidence, because I didn't really want this presentation to be long because I wanted it to the point. I think that the evidence all clearly points to CF being Japheth's Y chromosome. And so I think that anybody who wants to continue arguing, and I think this makes this clear, that J marker is a Shemitic marker, they need a reality check. All right. They need to really do their research and come up with some good cohesive models to show and prove what they saying.
Right.
Because the model I'm laying out right here, right now, based on my approach to it, is foolproof, bro. All those bodies or male bodies that we find that we can get DNA from show and prove that the first people to settle in that region, which would be the sons of Japheth, all descend from haplogroup CF, which includes, again, the J marker. So don't be trying to tell me Aaron is a son of Japheth, because I ain't buying it. All right?
Right.
And I'm just gonna end the presentation right here. And then I'm gonna save the rest of it for part 2 because I didn't even finish it out because I was like, man, this probably gonna be 40 slides all by itself, just part 2 if I get to finishing it out, man, because there's so much information. But I just wanted to get this basic level understanding out to the people so it could be clear who the sons of Japheth are. And that ain't all Europeans, bro. That's only 1/3 of the people up in Europe actually descending from Japheth. So we got to get some understanding on who them other people are. And we're going to see about that in some of the later presentations I do when I do them on DE and AB.
Yeah, man, powerful information. I think that some of the confusion concerning that, man, is this white-black paradigm that has been created here in America, which brings forth a lot of confusion because races on the earth are not defined by white and black.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, seeing that the children of Israel was prophesied to be amongst all nations, all groups of people on the earth, you're going to have variations, seeing that there are great opportunities for new genetic material to be inserted into the gene pool, which is why I support my brother Joshua when he makes his claims concerning identifying people based on phenotype, which is ridiculous and absurd.
Can't do it. If you really want to get technical with it, you want to identify people, you have to identify them by their Y chromosome, man.
Right.
Because that's what ain't gonna change from father to son. If it mutates, it's gonna be a founder effect, and they're gonna create a whole new subclade. But we still gonna know who the father was.
Yeah. So, one thing you have to understand is for those that came before us, that were fighting against white supremacy, the reason it became so relevant is because they made it relevant. They were taking and creating some of our ancestral relics and imagery to be opposite of what they were. You understand? So these were some dishonest practices that were practiced and performed against the original people of the nation of Israel. You understand? Going forth throughout their movies, certain books. I just was in the bookstore yesterday, and they don't be having none of the good books in these bookstores either. I don't know if you experienced that, James, but every time I go in the bookstore, I just be trash in there, man. Everything that I need, I gotta order it. You know what I'm saying?
Only place I think I ever is like when you go to like maybe Barnes and Noble and just it'd be like back in the cut, nobody looking at it, but it might be just like a diamond in the rough though. It don't be full of information, but it just be like, a couple of good things you'll find in there, a couple of jewels that'll connect some dots. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's what I've experienced, right? Like I was able to come up on shout out to GOCC. Elder Ricard did a breakdown years ago on Morals and Dogma by Albert Pike, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went into the bookstore, and way up they had like a shelf that stretched all the way to the top. It was full of books, and way up at the top, this dusty book up there. And I said, "Yo, what's that book up there?" They said, "That's Morals and Dogma." I said, "How much is that book?" He said it was $5, bro. And I bought that book, and I went and searched that book out. When the brothers in my camp seen that I had it, they wanted to get on it. So they start looking for that book. That book was like $500 some places, $700, $250. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the part of the reason why I'll be going back, like you said, diamonds in the rough. You could probably come upon something that you've probably been looking for, But the thing is these people have utilized white supremacy to mask the identity of the children of Israel, further muddying the water concerning the ancestry of those who had their history stolen from them.
Right. Like if you look right here on my screen, where you can see like a lot of places where a lot of these bodies were found, man. So I don't want people to be sitting here acting like it's not in Europe. I want it to be real clear. Look, this is where the sons of Japheth went. This is where they settled down. They dug up these bodies, man. 51 of them. All right. And like I said, 29 of them was male. And they Y chromosome all go back to CF, man. And I want that to be clear because I get tired of people trying to convince me that this J marker, you know what I'm saying, comes from Shem.
Right.
It just it's not gonna work no more, man.
Yeah,
like I said, let me say this one more part. I'm gonna hand it right to you. Because like I said, I wanted to do this so we can lay the foundation for our models, man.
Yeah.
Of where we get our understanding from and how our understanding does coincide with scriptures and the secular if you remove time and then put relative dating, just using the order of events in the record. Go ahead, Sue.
No, I was just saying, yeah, you hear that, G-Con? Okay, Malone, you fake Christians out there, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all be invoking that. Garfield be invoking that as well. That J haplogroup madness.
Well, he got 6% of his people Ashkenazi, so he got to protect his, man. Garfield got to.
Man, I beat them up on the debate showing that they did the genetic research tracing them back to the Ashina tribe that converted into Judaism. Them folks ain't got nothing to do with Judaism. They converted into it, but want to call us converts.
Oh, they from the steeps?
Man, they from the Ashina, bro, over there. Which would be around the Eurasian steppes, Black Sea region above that area. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I do got to say one thing. Japheth did do more ruling than just the Persians and the Medes, because according to them, you know, Japheth is the great ancestor of Genghis Khan himself. You know, so had one of the biggest empires that ever graced the earth at the time.
Yes, yeah, and also Attila the Hun.
Facts.
That's why I wanted to debate what's his name, Jeremiah, on the Chinese being. He said the Chinese is Canaanites. What's that?
Yeah, boy, Judah Nazareth.
Yeah, I was gonna show him that haplogroup O, which, like you said, comes with CF, swept all through China, man, and to this day, majority
the Han Chinese.
Yeah,
they who rule right now,
and those people were see again, white supremacy is a worldwide practice. You understand? And the children that were impacted by Alexander the Great and what a lot of those generals did, creating these small dynasties that were rivaling the original leaderships of those regions. You understand? And they was getting support from outside sources. You see, so these powers that were rising, and it's so crazy, James, when they do any type of news report in Russia, they only show a small area, and they never show the surrounding areas. A lot of those people in that region are melanated, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying that they're
living in Siberia and stuff.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they see niggas try to say, well, yeah, the Jews went up there. Listen, everybody's not Jewish, man. All right? Niggas need to cut it out, bro. Right? Even though, you know, our people did do a lot of traveling, but the point is that these people were melanated, especially Genghis Khan them, bro. Like, them dudes was melanated, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
And but they were not what you call, quote unquote, African. You understand? And even when you're looking at the Persians, right? They show you Persian leadership, but a lot of those people are melanated. And again, this all goes back to white supremacy, thus trying to make melanin the minority.
Oh, the little kids on Solomon Island with the blonde hair and blue eyes, them Japheth kids too.
Right.
They descend from Japheth too, and they look just like us, but they got blonde. Matter of fact, they look like little Brazilian kids with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Here's the thing that people don't talk about, right? I know we talk about it, but a lot of people don't talk about the fact that the Khazarian Empire had two sets of people. They had black Khazarians and white Khazarians. The white Khazarians were classified as the second-class citizens based upon they came in later after Constantine created the wall and finished the work of Septimius Severus of moving the so-called Roman leadership out of that area and pushing them into the Khazarians. And then it tells you in the book Off the Coast of the 13th Tribe, which a lot of people try to. I had a debate with G-Con on that point. So I'm with you, man. A lot of powerful information. If I had some of these things, that Negro would have been finished. Okay, so I appreciate your work, James. But these people, the original Khazarians, are of the seed of Japheth. And so if the original Khazarians are black and the new people that came in were white, and the end result, because a war broke out, and the end result that the Khazarians became white, if that's the end result, then what color was the original people? They were people of color, melanated, of the seed of Japheth. right? Such as Genghis Khan, such as Attila the Hun, and a multitude of other people that the Bible make mention of as Gog and Magog.
You know the irony of all of this? Because I remember arguing who Esau is way back in the gap, and James probably remember this because we used to be on Hangout all the time arguing with niggas over and over again. And niggas would be like, how can black people produce white people, right? But the brother just showed Japheth started out dark, and something happened from then and now. Some of them are white, like R1B. He just brought him up. So that would mean white people came from black people.
Correct.
You know, man.
Look at Cheddar Man right there. That's a dark-skinned brother right there. I mean, he ain't black, but you know what I mean.
Right. So like y'all got to cut it out, man. Y'all got to really get a basic grasp on genetics, man. And that'll cut out a lot of these beefs that be going on within the Israelite community. I'm not even talking about external beefs. I'm talking about within the Israelite communities. People to this day are still making these weak arguments. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I want.
And then the end result of the appearance of the so-called white man today is thousands upon thousands of years of amalgamation, man. It took certain and your theory on replacement population, Joshua, was another good one. I believe our brother, shout out to D Red, the blue collar scholar, right? He always make mention of that. These people are a mixture in order to get them to look the way that they're looking today. You understand? And all people come from melanin. You understand? So, I yield.
Right. It was a sister during the civil rights era. I can't think of her name now, but I think it's in Eda Brutus' book. She brought it up. She basically said white people are a result of a mutation. And during her time, when she said that, she was lambasted for it. But that's actually what we see with the genetic research. They are a result of mutation. ALC 2485, HERC2 gene, and the A111T allele. You understand? Those are mutations. Those are results of mutations. Because naturally, we're supposedly having the same melanation that we see within Cheddar Man, and that kills the climatic theory as well. Because I think, James, you brought up where was those bodies found primarily? I think in
Siberia.
Yeah. Bodies found in Siberia, man. That's cold regions.
Yeah, they ain't get white all of a sudden because they was up there.
Mm-hmm.
Eskimos still dark skinned up there.
Yep. So that sister was right, man. And if she would have said, "I predict that we will find genetic information to back," she would have a Nobel Prize.
No, James, you're wrong about that, man. Those people in Alaska moved up there from Africa. See what I'm saying? And they took a cruise ship, right? In 700 BC, 700 AD, 700 AD. They took a cruise ship up there, and they just been up there ever since. You understand? And that kills that climate theory, right? They have a climate theory. Well, white people live in the cold, and when you go up in the cold, that's when they started changing from thousands of years of evolution.
Hey, a lot of people don't understand, and we're gonna bring it out in Eda Brutus' book and to the Parfit's book that climatic theory started way, way, way before we had a grasp for science. It just got adopted in the realm of science, and they tried to prove it. That come from medieval Christendom, man. That climatic theory, and they would say, well, black people are degenerated because of the climate they're in. That's why they look like that. That's why they're ugly. That's why they have big noses. That's why they're darker than they're not white like us, they're not beautiful like us. It's because they're suffering from their climate. That's where that starts. That's the root of it. You understand?
We base humans, while they the epitome, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I had a
That's
Negro.
about.
I had a Negro try to tell me, yeah, man, because when babies are born, they're all born white, brother. And then when the sun hit them, that's when they start to darken up. I said, man, you got to be out of your damn mind, man. That is ridiculous enough. So I saw my baby come out, brother. What the hell are you talking about, brother? You understand? So, yeah, man. It's serious. Like, if people are running with mythos, and we're finding this out in the book, Joshua, right? A lot of mythos have been passed off as science or evidence. They're using mythos as evidence of their theory.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too, because that's part of me with my model. I'm doing a lot of the same things they do. Like I was saying, that oral tradition of a flood is something is based on a real event that took place. You know what I'm saying? It's based on something true in their past, that they had traditions to remind them of such an event. And so that's what kind of had me go and look through the archaeological record like that. And when I came across that last glacial maximum, I was just like, you know what? This could be it. Let me see if some things line up. I was like, all right, did only one Y chromosome lineage survive through that last glacial maximum? Check that mark. Was there bottlenecked in different animal life? Yep, check that mark. You know what I'm saying? I was like, was it global? Covered the whole earth? Yep. Check that mark. All right, then. So then I started working on the model, and then I started seeing like, oh, look, the migration patterns line up. It makes sense, just like they say. At first, I wasn't on the DNA like that, but the further back in time you go, the phenotype does more align with lineage. So I started looking at that, but then the DNA came out, and that just blew it wide open, because I was like, when I'm finding all these bodies, like I said, 29 different ones, all of them going back to CF, that's letting me know that this is the lineage of the common ancestor of all the people who lived in that area.
Yeah, man. So
I've heard that so-called whites came from beyond the Arctic wall.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you if you wanted to address that, brother.
I was just gonna say, saying them what they call them, the sleep, what they call them on Game of Thrones, on the other side of the wall.
I know what you're talking about.
White Walkers. There you go. Yeah, the White Walkers from on the other side of the wall, sis. I agree with you, man.
I would like to know. I would like to know where you heard that from. Again, I just made the statement, James, right? A lot of people based the reality of their theories on mythos.
Mm-hmm.
Which mythos is not all bad thing, like what you just said, James, right? We also reading that in our book. It has certain, real events that it's based around. But once it gets into the minds of man, they always sensationalize everything. Like, white people came from beyond the Arctic wall.
White Walkers, baby. That's what they call them.
That sounds like that flat earth stuff.
Didn't they have blue eyes? Don't the White Walkers have blue eyes?
Right.
That's that hurt too, Gene.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't ready, man.
Oh, that deserve a bomb right there, man.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, they gonna cut that one part out. Have a field day with it, man.
Oh, man. I'm gonna laugh too. Shoot. I'm be like, hey, just make sure y'all go back and watch the original video. That's all I ask.
Look, man, we got to find people that's gonna stand on the haplogroup J. I'm hoping like one day we can debate an Ashkenazi, man. What y'all think?
Hey, I'm with it if they gonna show up.
Hey man, I had Ashkenazi came on Ron Shields' program, and I was dialoguing back and forth with him, and he asked me what was my platform. I sent him the platform. I ain't heard nothing back from that dude, man.
He probably heard y'all on there. Crackle!
Yeah.
Crackle.
Yeah, I want to challenge them on that J, man. And I also want to debate brothers on are all African Americans the same.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're gonna find out some. We got some A markers over here, some B's, you know what I'm saying?
R1B?
Yep. R1B. We got E1B, 1A. Some of y'all E1B, 1B.
True.
Yeah, man. Some of these certain mixtures that took place with
which is Shemitic.
Yeah, come. Some of these Japhites came over here, right? Again, and I'll be telling people, man, like the Western Hemisphere was not a new land. This was propaganda that was spun for white supremacy. Everybody must understand that. America.
Well, you know what? I gotta say this. The Phoenicians, our ancestors, are responsible for a lot of this propaganda because they didn't want Europeans going out beyond the Pillars of Hercules. Because they dominated trade by circumnavigating Africa, going to India, different places like that. They didn't want nobody else going out there, so they created some of these tall tales.
Well, that's a great point. I would love to see some sources on that, man, because I'll be able to look at that, man.
All right.
But this place was what the Western Hemisphere was a metropolis, a hub for a lot of people that traveled over here. And I brought a lot of that out in my debate with that other guy. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're missing on that because even with some of the classifications that took place in the Americas, they just, if you were melanated, they just classified you as Negro.
Yep.
Exactly. You got a lot of Negroes with Q haplogroups too.
Yep.
So it's like, if any of y'all, anybody want to sit here and stand on that all African Americans are the same, I'll debate you on that. And all Africans are the same. I want both of them debates, Jeremiah. So if you ever have anybody that may be speaking that, you know what I'm saying, just let them know that we willing to debate those topics right there.
Yeah, and you know, and again, we have to have some growth in those areas, man. We can't speak in absolutes when it comes to these things, man. You understand? All the North American Indians are Gad. Come on, man. We got to cut it out. Got to cut it out, man. You understand? And make those distinctions. There were large sects of Israelites, according to my research, in the Americas, right? When and how they got here can be debated, but the evidence is out there for you to look at these things. So, but does that mean that they were the only people over here? I would say no.
Yeah, I had to learn that too. It's coming from my background. Anybody know me? I got a One West background, and we pretty much was taught to think in absolutes. You understand? Slave trade happened. Oh well, all the Jews came over here. Everybody in Africa, Hamites. That's what we were taught.
All of them came.
Yeah, all of them came. Ain't no Jews over there. Yeah. That had me thinking like that. 2nd Ezra 13. Everybody over here is Israelites. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn the hard way through Google Hangout. James, know what I'm talking about?
Yep. All-nighters.
getting beat up all the time on that, then okay, no, these people is Japheth. A lot of these people is Japheth. You know what I'm saying? But that's how you grow. That's how you grow. Some people just stand on their stance and don't waver from it, and and then 5-10 years pass and you still saying the same, making the same erroneous mistakes.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like
no
you
cohesive
gotta have
models.
growth, man. You gotta have growth, and I thank the Most High for being around a lot of you brothers, man, challenging the information. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to think like that, man. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We ain't dealing with no damn filthy Hamites, this, that, and the third, and you rejecting your own people. You know what I'm saying? And looking at some of the evidence for what these people are actually saying about themselves. Looking at some of the travels of different peoples coming over here at different points, and I'm talking about before the white man, before the 1400s. You understand? So, yeah, man. Shout out to Yawasop, man. That is ridiculous and absurd. Okay.
Hey, man. What we learning with the DNA, and this was a powerful presentation, James. When we start going into these things, it solidifies our models even more, like the brother said. And this is why Garfield and these other people are angry, because they can't just cast this away to the side as if it's not just an interpretation. Now there's something solid to reference.
Yep. You can stand on this. Be like, look, this is what the science say. You know what I'm saying? If I take the Bible and look at it the way the scientists say to look at it, from their secular perspective, it's saying the same damn thing.
Right.
Only difference is time.
I don't know who this is, man. Like, but they said Hispanics or Japheth. Question.
If they Aztec, if they descend from male Aztecs.
Right. I posted in the last one. They claim Israel, but I don't think they fit. So if they don't fit, you got to prove that. This is the source, man. You got to bring some validations. Can't just say I don't believe something. Got to be a reason for your belief. And if you don't have sources to validate your belief, then that's just it. It's just a belief.
Yeah, some do that, some don't, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the reason why America, and this is just me, my hypothesis, I think the reason why America got so much Japhetic influence is because of that infusion of the Medes and our inclusion, our involvement with being around them during that time of the Assyrian exile. That's just my take on it. I think we mixed with them, you know what I'm saying? And I think it was very advantageous to build relations with them because they were already seafaring. Not saying Israelites weren't seafaring too, but
you saying that's how Israel connected to get over here?
That and that's evidence of them mixing with them as well, or at least being involved with them.
Yeah. Yawasop says my camp never taught that. He's a branch of One West. His elders come from that school. He says my camp never taught that. That's a cult type way of thinking. The Spirit bear witness who the sons of the living God is. All right, so listen. I've heard this for years, right? And I want to get you brothers' perspective on it, James and Joshua. I don't understand that my spirit bear witness of who the sons of the living God is. Also, Yawasop, you want to elaborate on that? I would love to hear it. I don't understand that. If I just leave it to, well, I feel that I'm connected to this brother, you understand? And I don't do no research on this guy's ancestry. And I don't encourage him to do it because my spirit bear witness with his spirit. Therefore, you don't. And I'm not saying you're saying this, Yawasop. I'm just saying I've heard this for years. My spirit bear witness with him, brother. You know what I'm saying? So what I started seeing was GMS started making videos talking about John Travolta was an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Bruce Lee was an Israelite. I'm like, yo, because their spirit bear witness with that. You know what I mean? Like, look at John Travolta. Look how he danced. I mean, like, you listen, man.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, a lot of white people can dance. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying? Look at Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake an Israelite? I mean, like, we got to cut it out, bro.
I don't know, brother. How he sings so well.
Huh?
How does he sing so well then?
Right. right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, look, he doing R&B, brother. Got to be a reason why he doing R&B.
Yah, brother. That's a gift from Yah.
Right. Man, we got to cut it out, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I would love you, Yawasop, man, if you could elaborate on the spirit bearing witness. Joshua, what's your thoughts on the spirit bearing witness?
Well, I mean, the way I've used it and was taught to use that is, like these people will say certain things or do certain things that may be biblical or what we attribute to being an Israelite. That's how I used it. I don't know if Yawasop may be a little different. My background, I came from the Purple Warriors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I came from them. And that's how we were taught to use it.
Hold up. Now say it again. You were taught to use it how?
If someone, we'll say the spirit bear witness. If someone says something biblical or something that relates to the Israelites, then we'll be like, okay, the spirit bear witness that they're the children, because the reason why they're saying that, or the reason why they're behaving that way, is because they're Israelites. For example, in the Bible, it says that the children of Israel murmured in the wilderness. Or another example, they were stiff-necked. We'll be like, oh, well, the spirit is bearing witness with them. That's why black people don't listen. That's why they're so damn hard-headed. Because the spirit we taught was the word. I think it's like John 6:6. John chapter 6, verse 66. We'll go to that scripture. You know what I'm saying? And it was, okay, this is why y'all act like this, because the spirit bears witness with the spirit. Or we'll go to Isaiah 3, where it says the women of Judah hair should be shorn, I think. I'm paraphrasing, bro. Mm-hmm. But I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's Isaiah 3.
Yeah, Isaiah 3. It was, okay, the spirit bears witness. This is why a lot of you women out here are bald-headed. This is what we taught on the street. That's how I was taught to teach that scripture, and that's how other brothers was teaching it when I was with the Purple Warriors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with you, brother. You accepted that answer, brother. That was sufficient for you.
Man, I came in this thing when I was 19.
Yo. 19. I'm just giving you a hard time, man. But
I came directly out the Baptist Church, Southern Baptist Church, Friendship Baptist Church. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody from there. If my little sister watching, she know what I'm talking about. I came from out of that church directly into the Israelite paradigm, and I came in through GLCC. I was introduced to them on their YouTube. First, I saw a PowerPoint. But back in the day, it'll give you the video suggestions on the right. And I went through GLCC, and I was like, damn, I ain't learning nothing through GLCC, because they'll be talking about Enoch and the giants and the angels for 60-part videos. And I'm like, dang, I'm not learning how am I an Israelite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was confused. I thought I was supposed to go to these videos and learn how I'm an Israelite, but they're more focused on the planets being angels and these giants that used to exist 2,000, 3,000 years ago. So eventually, who I did start learning from was the Purple Bandits. They started being more direct. But I was also learning those things as far as all Africans are ham. They was teaching that, man, at that time. So it's like, okay, they all have the African Americans is Shem. You know, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, the brother Matt So Real, he wrote a book to save brothers like yourself from these evil Israelites that's teaching lies on street corners, brother.
They don't teach that no more. When they went to Africa, and they did their ministry over there, that's when they said they admitted that they were teaching that wrong.
Yeah.
When they did.
And I was being very facetious with that last statement.
I know.
I'm saying for the people that are watching, I'm one of those Israelites that's standing on street corners. The thing is that we must have growth. We must have growth, and we must continue to expand on our knowledge. A lot of things that I struggled with in the beginning, I just cast it off as the white man's doctrine, or we don't give a damn about no DNA. I don't need no DNA to identify me as an Israelite. I don't care about certain migration patterns. All I had was the curses of Deuteronomy 28, and that's all I needed. You know what I'm saying? So getting into certain circles and having to be forced to substantiate these things is a blessing. It's a blessing, because you're gonna move yourself away from certain rhetoric arguments, and you're gonna evolve in growth. You understand? When it comes to being more responsible with what flying out of your mouth. And this was another major motivation for the source. We want to move away from your rhetoric arguments, right? So, all praise to the Most High for what you brothers is doing, and other brothers like yourself, man. I seen the brother, what's the brother that went over there and debated DNA with Garfield? Anonymous Hebrew. Shout out to Anonymous Hebrew, man. Another powerful brother in the community, right? Is doing a lot of work in genetics. You understand? And are helping to move us forward when Israelites are pushed to the wall on questions that you don't have answers to. So there are brothers out here that are laboring to try to substantiate some of these points and doing a hell of a job, man, making me more confident every day to be able to enter into these conversations to substantiate who we are. These things are important, man. You understand? All white people are not Japheth. All white people are not Edomites. I had to come to that realization because I was teaching that all white people is Esau, and that's it. That's it. That's all, brother. Then you start looking at black men having children of mixed race, and then that child have another child of mixed race, and that person has the appearance of a white person. Is that person an Edomite? See what I'm saying? So we have to be more clear while we're teaching these things, because people are actually using these arguments that were laid out prior to us coming into this information and truth, and trying to use them against us. I remember me and Joshua went over there to the other guys. We went over there, and the answers that we were given was answers that they wasn't used to, and they told us, Joshua, you remember this? Hey, brother, you can't say that. That's not the Israelite answer that we've been given. Basically, you understand? Yeah, that's not what the Israelites teach, man. How you gonna hold me responsible for what someone else teach?
Right. You don't believe that stuff that other person may have said. They didn't own individual. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's why it's pertinent that we keep doing what we're doing here. Excellent job, Brother James, bringing forth information, because it's pertinent, because it's showing that thinking took place. You understand? Thought took place behind what we're saying and what we're presenting to the people. We're not just pulling stuff out of thin air. And we have strong reasons, as the Bible puts, bring forth your strong reasons. to think the way we think. Right? Yeah, what's up? They don't realize that. They don't realize that we evolving, man. They don't realize we are growing in knowledge and understanding. So y'all what's up said exactly.
No, brother, we got to stay in the mindset of 1993, brother. We got to stay right there.
You got to stay in that Bible. Don't come up out that Bible at all.
Right. And then
Now
they use that against us. All you brothers do is read the Bible. Went over there, Joshua went over there. Hey, you can't say that outside the Bible.
Yeah, they be saying you shouldn't mix science with the Bible, brother. You shouldn't do that. You should keep it spiritual, brother. Nah, man, I believe it's true. You know what I'm saying? That mean if it's true, I can find evidence to back it up. So I'm gonna go look for it. And now that I found it, I don't want to hear nothing you gotta say about it. No, don't look at all that evidence that support what you've been saying. Nah, I ain't trying to hear that.
You know who does that, right? I'm just gonna say his name.
The con man.
Yep. Every time we bring some evidence to corroborate the Bible, oh, you can't do that. What are you talking about? Oh, Yashub, this brother told me a few years ago that I should go to seminary school so I can get indoctrinated and teach the BS he teach. You understand? Well, you can't talk about DNA in the Bible. Why not? There's men in the Bible, aren't they? Didn't they have children? That's DNA.
It's too real, brother.
Yeah.
Making this too concrete, man. We supposed to be able to go off in la religion land when we read the Bible. Nah, brother. That's my history. That's not a religious book, okay? That's my history. You know what I'm saying? My ancestors just seen everything through the peer view of what the Most High Power was doing. That's all.
Right. And when you said that, reminded me what Swab Boss said over there, Cotton Swab, as I call him, at SPDL. He said nothing in the Bible can be substantiated. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's what that brother said. And I'm like, okay, this is why we call ourselves the source, because you guys is going to have to start citing sources and back your claims, man. I want to see the evidence on that. Nothing in the Bible.
I want to see it wash away all that archaeology over there.
Exactly, man.
From the 10th century on, it's pretty much validated, no question.
Right. Especially from the time of Omri. Come on, man. We have him. We have the attestation of Omri. You understand? We had a black obelisk. We can see that the siege of Jerusalem took place in Laish. You understand? We can see that, man. We got the report by Stella.
They got it in the British Museum right now.
Watch this. Hold on. Let me share my screen real quick. So, Swab Boss, if you watching, man, we waiting on that evidence because you told Jeremiah nothing in the Bible can be substantiated. You see this right here? Historical accuracy. The campaign into Israel by Pharaoh Shishak, 1 Kings 14, 25, 26, is recorded on the walls of the temple of Amun in Thebes, Egypt. The revolt of Moab against Israel, 2 Kings 1:1, 3:4 through 27, is recorded on the Misha inscription. The fall of Samaria, 2 Kings 17, 3 through 6, chapter 24, 18, 9, and 11. To Sargon II, king of Assyria, is recorded on his palace's walls. The defeat of Ashdod by Sargon II, Isaiah 20:1, is recorded on his palace's wall. The campaign of the Assyrian king Sennacherib against Judah, 2 Kings 18, is recorded on the Taylor Prism. The siege of Lachish by Sennacherib, 2 Kings 18, 14, and 17, is recorded on the Lachish relief. The assassination of Sennacherib by his own son, as recorded in the Bible, 2 Kings 19:37, is recorded in the annals of his son Esar-Haddon. The fall of Nineveh. So we can just keep going and going. We can keep going and going. The Bible is on point. The Bible is on point, man. All right. So
and as we can see,
man, the Bible was these Negroes told me last night. that the Bible was created by the white man, and because of the sources, because they changed whole parts of the Bible, thus there was no Bible. The collection of Bibles, the book itself being a Bible, is what the white man created. I said, well, what about the
scrolls?
The scrolls that they got it from? You know what I'm saying? So some of these guys, man, are they're just anti-Bible, man.
Pseudo.
Man, they anti-truth, man.
Yeah, here go Yahusaf right here. He jumped on there with me yesterday. Says, dude said yesterday that he is dismissing all. Yeah. He did say. He said he's dismissing all history and archaeology, proving Hebrews were melanated.
He literally said that.
Yeah, your boy outside the cube. So yeah, he's just dismissing all of it. Like, yo, so you don't care about the archaeology? None of that matters to you? Yeah, the Hebrews are just totally made up.
All right. So we use this word pseudo, right? This is what the word pseudo means, and you tell me who fits this category, right? And think about what Cube said last night. And Cube, you are welcome to come on the show whenever you feel like it, man. You know what I'm saying? We welcome the discussion here. This is what the word pseudo entails. Not genuine, spurious, or sham. So when we say these dudes are pseudo, we're saying they're not genuine. How the hell do you repeal thousands upon thousands of years of history? How do you just dismiss that, man? That's being not genuine. Oh, well, nothing in that Bible's real. Bro, how can you say that when we got archaeological attestation that the events that are recorded in the Bible happened? We have the theophoric names, meaning they carried the name of Yah in their names. We can see the material culture on which how they worship and practice. How do you say that?
Yeah, man, you got ancient dig sites being erected every year. New information is coming out on certain temples and wars that took place in Israel. They just uncovered a major discovery dealing with the Philistines. Come on, man. You're going to tell us that don't matter? The Moabite stone speaking about the house of David, that don't matter? That's an external source outside the Bible, by the way.
Nah, brother, if it's talking about the Bible, it's part of the Bible.
Then they're gonna try to pigeonhole me to everything that Josephus wrote, right? Like, listen, I don't agree with everything the man wrote. Then you're gonna say, well, are you saying everything that he said is true? Brother, I accept the writings of my ancestors, right? And everything is up for research. What part about that don't you understand? I want you to say that you agree with everything that this man said. So I said, so let me get this straight. If this man says one thing incorrect, we're supposed to just throw the baby out with the bathwater. We're just going to cast him out. Then you're going to ask me, Blue going to ask me, how many lies do we got to tell before we throw him out? It's like, yo, man, you cats, listen, it's not about how many lies are told. It's about how much can be validated. So we're going to use the source for the benefits of the source. Do you think we agree with everything with this woman? We don't know what this woman believes. What's her name again, Joshua?
Edith Bruder.
We don't know everything Edith Bruder, like we don't agree with everything she's saying. We're saying we're utilizing this as a source that validates the point that we're trying to substantiate. How hard is that to understand? Why do I have to agree with everything in a book? I don't know one book besides the Bible. And then we are looking at the Bible and examining, trying to separate the difference between allegory and true statements. such as the whale, which the Bible don't say nothing about no damn whale, right? Such as the talking donkey and the talking snake, where the Bible don't say nothing about no damn talking snake. You see? So there's work being done, and we're willing to come to the table to validate the things that we can substantiate. How hard is that to understand, James?
And hard off, but what I want to see is who gonna come and try to defend that J marker now, man?
Facts.
Who gonna come out here saying, "Now you wrong, J marker is Shemitic," because it seems to cluster right there along with everything else that was right there in that region where Japheth went. And if the Bible is true, and that's where they migrated to, then hey, all the evidence say that that's Japheth, bro.
Man, I would like to see Vocab Malone versus James on that. Or Rabbi.
We tried to pull that off, Joshua, but the man said that he's not efficient in DNA. That's a conversation that should be had with GCON. So
okay,
I'm saying,
if you're not efficient in it, why the hell is you talking about it as if you're an authority?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That kills me. You going around telling people, well, these are real Jews because we know they're the real Jews. Okay, what are you basing it on? Oh, they got the J mark. Wait a minute. You just told me you wasn't efficient in that. Why is you going around teaching that?
Right. Brothers tried to ask me last night. Who's the Pharaoh of the Exodus? Hey man, look here, man. I'm not the Pharaoh of the Exodus specialist. Okay, I don't got no answer for you, man. I got brothers that have created certain hypotheses surrounding this thing, but I don't have to know everything, brother. And I don't try to present myself to have to know everything. We're doing research and we're continually working.
You know what James' point on the J marker, right? Wanted somebody to defend that. You guys are using modern times to substantiate ancient times by saying, well, they over there, ain't they? So therefore they Israelites. That would mean the modern Europeans that came over here and conquered America are the original Americans.
Right.
Keep using that same damn logic, man. You understand? These people, like Bruce D. Haynes said on the show, he said the Jews weren't white till yesterday. Into the Parfit book, the Jews wasn't seen white they were seen to be black until World War II. World War II. You understand?
Facts.
So James, keep calling these niggas out on that. Make them niggas stand on that haplogroup J, man. Because they go around teaching that, well, we know they got the genetic marker. Even though that damn genetic marker wasn't even in the Levant until about the Bronze Age. Before then, haplogroup E, we keep telling these dummies, dominated that area. You know?
Yeah. Hey man, Yahusaf said they're going to tell you, well, you get your information from the white man. Dudes don't like to read. They are Google scholars. That's a fact.
Hey man,
shout out to
I learned 1 + 1 = 2 from the white man too.
Yeah, exactly.
From the white man's book.
Again, we're not gonna. Why should we cast off everything, bro? Like that's just crazy. But anyway, shout out to brother Lance. He was over there swinging his sword last night. I give Lance a lot of credit on his European studies concerning the seed of Jacob, right? I believe he called them the Jacobeans in Europe. The Jacobites, yeah. So the brother do a lot of good work. But this is what they did to him last night, James. He threw out a couple of names. And to land me back on what Yahusai was saying, they literally did this last night. He threw out a couple names. These Negroes Googled the man's name, a picture of a white man come up, and they said, "Nuh-uh, he's white. Look right here."
Like those pictures were made in the 1700s.
Right. Before the camera, brothers and sisters, which was made in the 1900s, by the way. All right. Yeah, so you're dealing with certain portraits, and then you have to take in consideration what the portrait was drawing on or created on.
I would have twisted their cap back so bad, because if you do that, you try to stick me with that phenotype argument, that's gonna backfire on your ass tenfold. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't care if they white or black. You know what I'm saying? But that's poor scholarship right there. This Googling and Wikipedia stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alvin Elmore. He didn't fell victim to that. Oh, well, we know this person white because we got his portrait. I was like, look at the date of the composition of the portrait. 40, 50 years after the man died.
Right.
100, 200 years after these people actually lived. Bro, this is not a contemporaneous depiction of this person. You do know that, right? That's another thing people don't do, man. You can tell a Google scholar. They'll show you a portrait of someone, but it wasn't, okay, if the person lived 1645 to 1700, look at the portrait. If it was painted after his death, no, bro. That's not,
right.
We can't go off of that.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, man, them guys using pseudo tack again, not genuine at all. And we welcome them brothers to come over here and have a discussion, man. You know what I'm saying? Swab Boss. What's the other brother name? Q. Y'all come over and have a discussion and we can talk about it. Because y'all said a lot of inflammatory things about Israelites, man. And y'all need to, you know what I'm saying, source up and substantiate them claims.
Right. Hey, man, shout out to Yawasop, man. That's exactly right.
So he's in the toilet with Rob Bourne.
Facts.
You understand? So, we're fighting on our hands for this information.
Jeremiah.
Go ahead.
To the term, because Swab Boss was alluding to this. Oh, they want to be white, or they don't like that blackness, or something to that effect, right? Listen, y'all have no qualms or no trouble with using African American, African, black, or any other term that was designated upon you by white people. The minute we call ourselves Israelites, you got a problem with, oh, y'all trying to fault the white man. Y'all only doing that because the white man do it. The white man this, the white man that. But wait a minute. The white man gave Africa his whole, he named the continent of Africa. He created cartography and made the boundaries and maps. He created the racial classification system that you go by and have no problem with, and you have glory in it. You glorify it. I'm black. I'm African American. I'm African. These are all terms that were designated by them.
Yeah. We took it, brother, and we flipped it, and we made it strong, brother. Black power, brother. Black power. You Negroes as simple as you can be, man.
And shout out to Edith Bruder. She pointed out in her book that the African genesis comes from the Europeans. That terminology, classification, all come from Europeans. Every single bit of it. You understand? And what you brothers do, you eat it all up. You find glory in it. But want to tell me I'm following the white man for trying to go to an ancient tradition, ancient race of people known as Israelites. That was here before America was here or any medieval Europeans existed.
Right.
So who's really following the white man? We bucking up against the system, man. Y'all just falling in line.
Yeah, man, and that's a fact. Like they're totally okay with accepting the white man's narrative that these white people in Ashkenazi are the real Jews. That's it and that's all. And we just got to accept it because the white man said so.
Right. And we were stuck in Africa climbing trees like baboons, foraging for food, damn near starving to death in the lean months when ain't no goddamn gazelles out. You understand? Until the white man came and saved us with Christianity and taught us about civilization and technology, brother.
Yeah, you got simple Negro-like preachers that say slavery was a blessing. Matter of fact, there was a doctor, What's the brain surgeon that ran for president? What's his name?
Oh man, you talking about I know you talk, man. Don't go too hard on him, brother.
Yeah, hold up, man. He made an outlandish statement. I gotta address this, man. That man said slavery was a blessing.
Ben Carson.
What's the name?
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson. Yeah, he said slavery was a blessing because it allowed us to be introduced to Jesus Christ. God damn.
Wait a minute. Africans already knew about Jesus Christ way before. They were one of the first forerunners of Christianity through the Coptics, Alexandria, Egypt, the Africans there, the Ethiopians, Aksum. What the hell wrong with him, man?
Exactly. These are the statements that we're talking about, man. Like, come on, man. Like, this is what we're warring against, family. Brothers come in here against the Bible, and they bring nothing but the white man's information in regards to the naysayers on who we are. We should just accept the fact that we African when no African in Africa calls himself African.
My thing is, if you're going to apply one thing to us, apply it to yourself. If you saying that we follow the white man because we read the Bible and we call ourselves Israelites, then look at yourself and say, well, I call myself African American and African and black, and I don't question that at all. So, I'm following the white man too. It go both ways then. When we actually follow an ancestral tradition that was promulgated by our ancestors. And we can do that.
I literally said that last night, Joshua, man, to them brothers. They said, what is the difference between Roman Catholics, Seventh-day Adventists, Mormons, and all of these different religions? What is the difference between us, Hebrew Israelites, and them? I said, we are exactly what you just said. We are following the ancestral and cultural practice of our ancestors. They are not. They are not. They cannot go into history and connect themselves to the children of Israel based upon archaeology, chronography, and a multitude of other sources. You understand? And you cannot line up with the curse of Deuteronomy 28, Leviticus chapter 26, Deuteronomy 33, Jeremiah 17:4, right? Ezekiel, Joel. We read Joel chapter 3 earlier today. Shout out to General Yashar. When was you sold into the hands of the Grecian? When was you interacting with Tyre and Zidon as a Mormon or as a Baptist or as a Roman Catholic? You understand? So that's the difference. But that answer, Joshua, wasn't sufficient enough for him.
No, because you're not kowtowing to them, or you're not bending the knee. They want to be able to see in they mind. I'm gonna ask him this question. He gonna convert. They think you gonna convert. They think they got some kind of secret knowledge that's gonna make you kneel to them. But no, man, we warriors. We ain't kneeling to nobody. We're gonna die on our feet. You understand?
Make you look dumb now. They ain't trying to convert us no more. They trying to ask us something to make us look stupid.
Facts.
That's all they want to get you in I got you moment so they can play it over again and say, look at what this dummy said.
Right. When this is what these niggas man, that's crazy, James. Because at the end of the day, you look crazy. What you're doing is going back to the Hermetic hypothesis by saying Africans don't have no damn history. That's what you're doing. Because what is our history then? We're not Jews, and what are we? No, we just African. What does that mean? What does that entail? Well, we just Africans.
When we get there, have we always been there?
Yeah, exactly. and what is some of the history on the tribal rivalries that went on and took place? Because there's a lot of tribal wars and hatred amongst people in Africa. Let you go over there and call somebody a different tribe than what they are. You know, this whole idea of pan-Africanism don't exist. This is something that came way later after colonialism from America. You understand? So they had to start creating coalitions, certain coalitions that they was going out to try to develop to fight against white supremacy.
Man.
But you know what? After this, pretty much, finding the common ancestor of them, building this simplistic model, we can start looking at the peopling of the regions, which would be far more interesting than just, formulating the model itself. I just wanted to do it bits and pieces, more I thought about it, to give it to them in bits and pieces. That way they can really get a good concept of what's going on. So when we start talking about how populations getting pushed out of one region, having to flee into another region, they'll have a general understanding of, okay, are these Japhetic people that's coming in and pushing them out? Are these Shemitic, Hamitic, who? You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll be more educational in the long run.
Yeah, much needed, James, because that's the power of the source, right? We actually we bring something of substance to the table. This is not just a show where, hey man, I'm gonna come on live and I'm gonna tell y'all what I think. No, y'all seen what James did. He laid out his argument, he showed his methodology, and he gave y'all source upon source to corroborate that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
And I think the community can learn from that, because what we see in the beginning of the show, I'm like, look, we exist in a sea of rhetoric.
Right.
There's nothing but rhetoric. If you go on Sonnet right now, I'm pretty sure somebody on there giving rhetoric and pontificating. But you came on here tonight, you seen James lay out a beautiful argument for who Japheth is through the descendants of the CF haplogroup. The brother gave you specimen upon specimen, showed you where all the bodies were, and he pulled the Y chromosome information to tell you what haplogroup these people were, where they belonged to, and he even posed the question: how the hell is J going to be the Jews if they are Japheth, and the descending from these people are Japheth? These are male lineages, meaning they can't have two daddies, man. You can't be Shem and Japheth. Got to be one or the other.
Facts.
Powerful lesson, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, I appreciate it, because the whole DNA argument is a new tool that can be utilized in our favor.
Exactly.
You see, so why should we shun it? Why should we shun it? Because we haven't taken out the time to make ourselves familiar with it, to utilize it as a weapon. Once these brothers start bringing out that information, we start seeing that these migration patterns can be traced also and legitimized through DNA migration patterns. That helps us. So why would I reject the help?
Because I'm gonna tell you why why people reject it. Because it destroys their notions, their preconceived notions that we don't have anything to do with Israelites. You understand? Here, James challenging that J marker is killing the preconceived notion that those people over there are real Jews.
Exactly.
You understand? And when the brother get to DE, it's going, look, man, you guys are going to send us all type of hate mail. So I'm really excited now. I can't wait till you get the DE and break that down. Because a lot of you, Garfield Reed, talking about we was in West Africa for 10,000 years and didn't leave.
I'm gonna be way more elaborate with DE, because that's our ancestry. So I gotta, you know what I'm saying, especially when we going through that E.
Right. Garfield, you pushing a Hamitic hypothesis as well, saying that we were primitive, that we were stuck there. We didn't travel, didn't do no trade, no commerce, no nothing, no technology, no innovation. We were just stuck there until somebody else replaced us. That is the Hamitic hypothesis. Verbatim.
Yeah, and is it? Are they also saying that people always reside in West Africa?
Yep.
It seems to be what they try to argue. Guess the last glacial maximum didn't happen.
And I debate anybody on that. I'm pretty sure James will debate anybody on that. Somebody, y'all got to start proving and standing on these things, man. I talked to you off air, Jeremiah. We're gonna start challenging them on what they say, because they like to put Israelites on the defense all the time. No, man. 2021, you Negroes are gonna start playing defense. You saying that Africans were always in West Sub-Saharan Africa? We want to see the proof. We want to debate you in the ring. Rob Bourne is going around saying that. I want to see the proof and the evidence, man.
Exactly. You say our ancestors wasn't in the Near East? Prove it.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Rob Bourne, man. He said that book that we're reading, Edith Bruder, proves that Africans was converted.
Well, I killed them in the back chat.
Yeah, I like, bro. That is what we even got up so far for the people's consumption has totally diffused that with the first four chapters, man. And 5, it's a Hulk smash.
Right. See, what they do is they'll go to these authors and listen to them be objective. They will present the positive and they will present the negative. Then they just look at the negative. Wait, you just didn't hear what he just said about the positive? Like To the Prophet, I just got done reading it. I'm on chapter 9 now. And chapter 8. To the Prophet's book, he says verbatim that these oral testimonies by these African groups could be attestations to an ancient presence of Jews in West Africa. He says that verbatim. That's the positive. Does he provide the negative? Yes, but that doesn't negate the fact that he provided the positive.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, like, it's just like when you're looking at these models and any of these genetics that they're going to give you about, oh, well, at first we were thinking this, then we started thinking this, and then there's this possibility. Well, now with the present evidence we got, it seems that we're going to shift from thinking this way to now thinking this way. They do it all the time.
Right. It's called being honest, and being honest with their scholarship. That's all. They'll just see the negative and run with it, Jeremiah. And then when we go back and read it and highlight it on the channel, they're going to be looking stupid. Like what Rob Bourne tell me. He said, oh, she didn't say that in the book. I went right to the book, but she quoted it right here. We're not supposed to disregard legends. Say it right here. Oh, well, she wrong then. What? Now she wrong. But before you was siding with the book, you were saying this book kills us and all that.
But they're pro-African,
right?
though. How you pro-African and you against oral tradition?
Yeah. He said that he presented that book as evidence of conversion to you brothers. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that book if it wasn't for me. Well, we appreciate it, man. And check this out. That's going to add to the armor. That's going to add to the ammunition that we used against you.
And that's true. That's funny too. Garfield said something similar about Bruce D. Haynes' book. He said, I was the first person to introduce this into the community. Then he said he bought it in 2019. Bro, I had that book before 2019. Presentation, I was citing sources from that book before 2019. I mean, excuse me, 2020. I got a video right now on the Black Sephardic Jews on YouTube where I quoted Bruce D. Haynes' work in that video. And that's prior to him. Oh, I was the first one to bring it to the. I don't know how brothers be making these claims like they the Holy Spirit that observe and know all things. Yeah, I know nobody else got it.
Yeah. I don't get it, man. You know, these books been around for a long time.
My bad, but James, no, we've been knowing about the prophet for a long time. This ain't our first time knowing. We were talking about that in the Google Hangout days about Tudor Parker's work, man.
Yeah.
We was bringing up Derek Lane's work. You know,
Yeah. He said he gonna turn you in to Derek Lane, brother. You can't be using that sources.
Oh, now I can't use Derek Lang work, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man. Look, these are people who don't disregard African tradition the way these Afrocentric Negroes do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'd rather use them than the scholars they love so much that just think African tradition just a bunch of made up stories. You know what I'm saying? Bedtime stories and shit.
right? Garfield words. They lied. So
Yeah.
anything that says that they
Propaganda, brother. Propaganda.
propaganda, they lied.
Yeah. Hey, James, man, I'm gonna take this video too and chop it up. That way, the presentation be isolated. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna upload it back to the channels, man.
It's all good.
Yeah, man, because it's powerful information that need to be brought out, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, it helps with the understanding of the argument.
Hey, send it to Black Jesus Minister.
Let them know that J marker off the table, baby. Quit trying to say that's from the house of Shem, man.
Nah,
unless Levi ain't Jacob's son. You know what I'm saying? That's them explaining need to be done, because how that J marker getting there, bro?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I want a white Ashkenazi Jew to come on here and defend that J marker madness. You know what I'm saying? So any white Jews that might be out there, you know what I'm saying, we would like you to come on here and defend that and debate Brother James on that, man. Substantiate y'all claims. Rabbi Rosenberg. We need Rabbi Rosenberg on the panel, man. Anybody know how to get in contact with that?
He admit he's a convert, but somehow he's still the Messiah. Don't ask me.
Wait, what?
He admits he's a convert. He admits it's likely he's a convert because the original Jews are black, but he also believes he's the Messiah.
Are you serious? I never heard him say that.
Hey, man. I've heard him say that, bro. I can't remember where it was, but I've heard him say that, brother. Believe.
Well, he called that brother out on that, talking about the Messiah has to prove that he's from the house, the lineage of David. So how can you be a convert and from the lineage of David?
Hey, man. Ask me, man. That dude say he was Messiah, bro.
Oh man.
Man, he beat Wesley Muhammad though.
You think so?
He was kind of
because Wesley was trying to push that narrative. He was trying to prove to the people that Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan are the messiahs. Two messiahs, brothers. Two messiahs. Hey James, you believe it's two messiahs, brother?
Two messiahs?
Yeah.
There's one, the Messiah. There's many messiahs.
Right. Well, he's saying the two messiahs is the Christ and Christ means Messiah, but Jesus, right? And the Holy Spirit. So I guess that's Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan. Shout out to Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan. So I'm sitting back watching. That's why I did that video on that, Joshua. I'm sitting back watching, like, you got two arguments here, 2 points of view, but no Israelite in sight. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he was saying that the transatlantic slave trade proves that these people over here are Israelites, but any Israelites that didn't go through the transatlantic slave trade, those are just Jews.
Huh?
What?
Yeah. Yeah. If they didn't go through the transatlantic slave trade, then he put them in 3 groups: Jews, Israelites, and those that went through the transatlantic slave trade. So
is he saying the Ashkenazi are those that didn't go through the slave trade? Is that what he's saying?
yeah, because they didn't.
I know, but I'm like, why is he trying to? Okay, but he's saying we all related.
No,
then why are you bringing it up? I don't get it. I'm lost.
Man, maybe I'm not explaining it right. I got to go back and look. But he gave a breakdown on 3 different types that are being made mention of in the scriptures, and the Messiah is going to come out of the people that went through the transatlantic slave trade. And those messiahs are Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad.
And they, I don't know, that's some crazy stuff. Wesley Muhammad said that statement.
Yeah, so he said you have the children of Israel, and you have the people of Judea, and you have the Jews. Because he said something about there are Jews in Africa, there are Jews in India, but they are not the people that went through the transatlantic slave trade. So they're not Israel.
I thought Elijah Muhammad God was a white man.
Yeah, Farad Muhammad.
Oh, okay. Can't follow that.
Yeah, man. Wesley Muhammad got washed by Rabbi Rosenberg at every point. The point I remember when he was trying to say that that the Jews was going around forcing their religion on people, and that's nowhere in recorded history. And Rabbi Rosenberg was right. He tried to go back. What about the Hasmonean dynasty? That was one people. Excuse my language. That was one people, and that was the Edomites. We subjugated the Edomites. That was it. We didn't go to other countries like, yeah, you finna lay the law down. Y'all niggas finna follow y'all. No, we didn't do that.
Yeah, there's no history of world conquering from Israel where we were going and conquering people and then forcing them to convert. Right? You don't get that till you get to the Roman Catholic Church and what they did. Also, Edith Bruder did a great job on pointing out the major role of the missionaries pushing white supremacy and disinformation upon the people.
That's a fact. That it took their culture from them, the race they passed, and everything. So if y'all want to get mad at something, you get mad at Catholicism, because that's what did that. Medieval Christendom.
And you know how they did it, family? They went and had Bible studies and put out cookies and milk, and that's how they was able to change the world, with cookies and milk. For real. Because I remember the white people coming into our neighborhood, right? If you want to come, we got they're gonna get about 14 boxes of Little Caesars pizza. We was jumping on that bus, boy. I'm going to eat this pizza.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna learn this white G.
Yeah. Like literally, these are the same tactics that they're doing, and they did it in Africa heavily.
Right. And many of the things like Edith Bruder brought up, many of the things they were teaching was not even biblically based. Curse of Ham, that's not in the Bible. White supremacy, that's not in the Bible. She even brought up, it's ironic that they even teaching the curse of Ham when the Bible says the only curse that deals with skin coloring is whiteness. And that's
man, I can't believe she brought that out, bro. She was hitting some stuff, man.
Yeah.
She's white, ladies and gentlemen. She's white.
Yeah, but she been watching you Israelites on YouTube.
Yeah, man. Hey, that brother, what's that brother name you referred to over there with that was with outside the cube? What's the brother name?
Suave.
Yeah. Suave. He said that the Bible is responsible for white supremacy. I said, man, you got to prove that, man. You got to be out of your damn mind, brother. Show me that. Couldn't do it. So you saying to tell me that the Roman Catholic Church, why are you talking to me about the Roman Catholic Church and what they did? I'm talking about, show me in the Bible where it supports white supremacy. Well, what book do the Roman Catholics use? I mean, it's ridiculous, man. Yo,
The Egyptian Book of the Dead.
Right. Exactly.
Right, and they use a lot of what they call catechisms, which is a lot of Catholic teaching. They don't really refer directly to the Bible, and that's what I was questioning. So real on, I was like, you keep bringing this Eucharist cookie and all this other stuff out. A lot of those traditions come from catechisms, not the Bible. You understand? They don't even follow the Bible like that, and that's what Eda Bruder was telling y'all. These things did not come from the Bible. This came from a corruption of Christianity, not a direct representation of what's written in the Bible. Where in the New Testament does it say to hate black people based on skin color? Where does it say that? If it's the Bible, show me the verse where it says hate black people, verbatim. Don't play no games with that.
Yeah, man, I would definitely take a debate on, does the Bible teach white supremacy?
Brother, the Bible says that we can't marry Canaanites, brother. They from Ham.
That's
Ham
white
is the
supremacy.
progenitor of black people.
Here's what's crazy to me, right, James?
What's up?
Outside the cube whole point last night, let me explain to you what I mean so you can understand. Israelites teach that he went to a scripture, Leviticus, Deuteronomy 6, Deuteronomy 4 or 6, one of those, where it talks about if your brother come to you and telling you to serve other gods, you're supposed to stone them to death, right?
Yeah.
So he says, I'm an atheist, right? And so if my daughter is saying something about atheism, y'all gonna kill us.
Why? It don't say if they tell you don't worship no God. It says if you say you worship another God.
Right. But the problem is, James, like I told him, first of all, we have to be empowered before we get to that point, right? Correct. We don't have our own government to execute that right now. If we decided we're gonna start killing people for breaking the laws of the Most High, we would go to jail ourselves, right? So that would only last a short time till somebody wake the hell up and say, hey, we can't be doing this yet because we're not empowered. We're not empowered to do that. You don't believe that we will ever be empowered. So why is it even a concern?
Man, if he take his ass and send to Gambia, they'll probably kill his ass right now, today, 2021, if he disrespects them people's traditions and gods.
Right.
They'll kill him today, bro. So it's like, people don't want to get their traditions trampled over or blatantly disrespected. So I didn't understand that point. If it was like that in America, I'm pretty sure that Negro would conform if he knew that it was going to be a capital offense. He would conform.
Right.
It wouldn't even be a discussion. Wouldn't be no YouTube battles and arguments and fights. He would just fall right in line. Yes, sir, boss.
You be like, hey, no thotting, baby. If you get out there thotting, we gonna have to stone you.
Right.
Man, I'm just trying to figure out, Joshua, why is Edith Bruder saying what she's saying, bro?
Well, she's saying what she's saying because she's not a Negro that's unlearned on the internet that watches broadcast. She went to school and she builds her thesis off of what we call sources.
Right. Right.
They're gonna clip that out and say, look, see, these people hate black people.
You think black people stupid? You think the white woman smart?
Right. So we have so many sources of the so-called white man and woman corroborating the information that we're saying, and they don't believe it unless it's coming from them. And then when they do say it,
right,
there's got to be something wrong with them.
Yeah, something wrong with them. Them the dumb white people. Listen to the smart white man tell you that white person was wrong.
Right.
Specialist in a field, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't that many people doing it. So she's the authority in her field, but ignore her. for me, who's never stepped foot in Africa, never spoke to any of these native people, don't know nothing about their oral traditions. But what I read in a book by another white man.
Right. Tudor Parfit was on Sister E's channel, I think, yesterday, and he made a poignant statement. He said the Limba have a tradition of carrying a drum that's akin to the Ark of the Covenant. And he said the reason why archaeologists don't pay too much of attention to it because of a clear prejudice. That's what he said. That's what Tudor Parfit said. And just like James,
What show is he on?
He was on Sister E's channel yesterday. Sister E. I'll send you the link, brother.
All right, yeah. Powerful, man. Yo, man, we need to get an interview with that dude, man.
If we can get in contact with him, we just got to find out how Sister E, Orthodox Moore, and them got his contact information. And he seems real open to do stuff like that. Because, like I said, he on Sister E's channel. He's supposed to be on Garfield's channel later on this month. So he seemed like he can be contacted fairly easily.
He's supposed to be on Garfield's channel. Oh, snap.
Yeah. You know Garfield going to try to railroad him to saying, oh, the Israelites are fake. That's what he's going to try to get him to say. You know, but if you read his book, he's clearly not saying anything definitively. He's not saying, oh, these people are fake. These people are completely false there, and everything they're saying is a lie. He's not saying that. If you read his book, because I know a lot of Negroes don't read.
Yeah, he's definitely going to try to manipulate that situation.
Yeah, he tried to do it with Bruce D. Haynes, and Bruce D. Haynes told him, look, I didn't write this book to say who's telling the truth. That's not the purpose of my book, Soul of Judaism. It's more complicated than that. He said that verbatim on his show. You understand? That was Bruce D. Haynes. That's a black brother, by the way, who wrote that book, Soul of Judaism. You know? But yeah, man, Tudor Parfit, I appreciate him for his works because he brings a lot of stuff to the forefront. You know? A lot of stuff to the forefront, a lot of poignant information. Does he agree with all our points? No. But that doesn't mean everything he talks about can be used against us. And that's what these brothers fell at. You know? What is this Domo? Is this Domo's fake account? Domo. He said, according to the Torah, Jews did kill a lot of people. They didn't convert them. The book of Genesis talk about a lot of wars. Okay, there are wars recorded in the Bible, just like with any ancient nation, right? But our point was we didn't go around send missionaries around trying to convert
to war because we wanted them to convert.
Yeah,
we went to war for completely different reasons.
Right.
Yeah, and the wars that he's talking about is the conquest of Canaan, man. Like, come on, man, cut it out.
Oh, we weren't trying to convert nobody. We were supposed to blot them out.
Yeah, man.
Nobody's saying we didn't kill nobody.
Right.
We get down.
Right.
Hey, Damo, do me a favor, click that link. Hey, y'all stop linking there now, brother. I know you asked earlier. My bad. We was in the conversation. Damo, click that link real quick, man, and substantiate these claims. Because I'm guessing this is an indictment on Jews, but how many nations do you know? If you want to be proud, if you're African American, I'm assuming the reason why haplogroup E dominates Africa to this day is because they went through Africa, dominating the lesser tribes as far as the A and B haplogroup.
Pastoralism and agriculture and weaponry and advanced technology.
Right. Are you going to demonize haplogroup E for doing that? Are you trying to demonize the Bible? Those are your ancestors. That's what they did, man. and they took over the whole damn continent. Y'all want to talk about the conquest of Canaan? What about the conquest of Africa?
Right.
Huh? That's the Bantu expansion. When you talk about the Bantu expansion, you do understand that one people came in and subjugated a whole continent.
Right.
How could y'all follow the Bible? And these people took, they took Canaan. You know what I'm saying? Then they'll go to the other scripture when it says King Hezekiah went to the Hamites that was peaceable.
No, we kicked somebody out of West Africa. Who kicked somebody out of West Africa?
Right.
Yeah. They still upset that we killed the Most High killed the firstborn in Egypt. They mad about that. How could you kill a baby, brother?
Now,
Hey
look,
man, we didn't kill
they
nobody.
mad that you don't agree. They descend from them bush people. That's what it is. They want to be the bush people, man. And if you want to be the bush people, man, you go ahead and be that. I know some of y'all snuck in amongst us, but I don't descend from no Bushmen. I descend from people who discovered agriculture. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Who created civilization.
Preach.
That's all I'm saying, man. Nah, bro. I'm good on that AB haplogroup.
Yeah. So if that brother could please, join the conversations and tell us why you made that statement, man.
You might source up on him.
Yeah, man. He might come in here and lay the smack down on all our candy asses.
I want him to explain the conquest of Africa. Because if you demonizing the Bible for the conquest of Canaan, what about the conquest of Africa? That's a whole continent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Came in and dominated, man.
They took their women. They took their women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. What you think the Hutu War was about?
Look, man, women got took. The men got decimated. We started seeing less and less of those people. We started seeing what's your boy say? The Twa. We come from the pygmy Twa. No, we don't, Black Jesus minister. What the hell wrong with you? We dominated the pygmy Twa.
He might descend from the pygmy. He might explain a lot. Explain a lot.
Man, according to that brother, shout out to Black Jesus minister. Ham and Shem are the Israelites are Hamitic. That don't make no sense.
Look, brother, they brothers, okay? They brothers. How your brother gonna be Ham and Shem had the same mama and daddy, and they not had the same DNA, brother? Explain it, brother.
Yeah, Black Jesus, you gotta explain that, man. You gotta come over to the source and do a whole PowerPoint presentation on how we all come from the pygmy Twa. I want to see that, man. I'll be front row. And look, Matt was on today. Did we disrupt Matt during this presentation?
Not at all.
Okay, so brothers can't say you can't get your thoughts out over here. This is the only platform on YouTube where you can do a whole presentation on here, man. Unabated, uninterrupted. You can't do that on Sonetta channel. He gonna cut you off every 5 minutes because he gonna want to interrogate you, man.
Right. Got an agenda. He got to uphold.
You can't do that at SPDL because it's gonna be 8 niggas on the panel that's ready to, as soon as you point, they ready to kill you. Because they hate the damn Bible, so they don't want that to come out. You can have an opposing theory, an opposing idea, and come to the source and teach it. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't mind. We're not afraid of information.
You might get interrogated after you done.
Oh, you definitely gonna get it out.
Right.
We'll let you get it out.
Yeah, as soon as he got done, man, he started talking that Greek primacy stuff, man. Oh, what you just say, brother? Nah, bro. No, they were speaking Aramaic.
I mean, that man said that Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ, stood in the synagogue and read from the Greek, bro. That was all. That was off.
Man, what part was on? What part of anything he said?
Yo, man, his whole presentation. I'm gonna do a rebuttal of that joint, man. I'm gonna rebuttal that joint, and then I'm gonna have a bring him back. We're gonna have a dialogue about it, because he left out a lot of scriptures. And what he want to do is he want to separate the New Testament from the Old Testament. But Christ never came to do that. He never came to disconnect us from our heritage. He's never said it was okay to forget who you are. Matter of fact, that's a curse. So a lot of scriptures he didn't deal with, man, that prophesies going back into the land. We brought that out in Isaiah 14. Everything was, you can't accomplish one part, you got to accomplish all of it. And in order for it to be referring to it, you know. So I mean, what was that brother's name? Daryl? Is his name Daryl? Darren?
Yeah,
right?
Daryl.
Yeah. He's another brother. He's another person that believes he's an African, but has so much to say about Hebrew texts.
You mean a Hamite?
Yeah, he believes he a Hamite. You know what I'm saying? So brothers want to validate themselves. That whole thing was total replacement theology. That's what it was.
Yeah.
The Jews, he came into his own, and his own received him not. But yet all the disciples were Israelites. What about Timothy, brother?
Timothy was a damn Jew, man.
Right.
These guys is crazy. Like, why do y'all think you're gonna come into another nation and supplant the people that's on top?
Totally replace them, and God loves you more than the people he promised something to.
Exactly. The promise is to who? Abraham's seed, and that went through Isaac and Jacob. So the whole book is about these people.
But they totally discredit the Hellenistic period as if it didn't occur. Everybody that was in these churches in Europe were Gentiles. There's no Israelites there at all. That just don't make no sense. When Paul was getting his ass kicked regularly in those areas by Jews.
Right.
So I don't get it.
Yeah, man, that's just called being silly.
Hold up. Didn't Paul confront Peter they had a church gathering, and he confronted Peter about sitting with Jews?
Right. That was Galatians, right? Ephesians.
Yeah, right? He confronted him about that. So you know what that tells me? There was Jews in those churches, man. So now you got to turn all the churches to Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just I'll be trying doubly hard not to be frustrated. You know what I'm saying, Joshua, man?
I know exactly what you mean, brother.
Because they reject information. He spends zero time on the diaspora. He doesn't care about African migration at all. Everybody in Africa is African. There's no other people in Africa.
Let me share my screen on that, man. And this is why I'm confident, and I debate anybody on, are all Africans the same? Are all African Americans the same? And I don't think you guys will have the testicular fortitude to jump in the ring. But this is the book, Ancestral DNA, Human Origins and Migration by Ranger Herrera. Good book. Covers a lot. I want to deal with the Bantu. It says the Bantu causatum. Independent of whether the Bantu dispersion resulted from transmission of ideas in technology, actual movement of people, or a combination of two, the fact is that it is the aftermath has been profound in and outside of Africa. Actively and passively, the Bantu phenomenon changed sub-Saharan Africa and beyond forever. In general, it had a powerful homogenization effect, reducing the amount of diversity. Most of the autochthonous populations south of the Sahara were impacted to various extents. Native groups, you see this, lost their languages and culture. This wealth of heritage vanished almost completely in some instances and partially in others. The strength of the Bantu punch was strong and varied depending on the local social cultural conditions at the time of the initial encounter and soon after. Now watch this. The end result of these processes was the assimilation of the Bantu way of life by the indigenous people and the elimination of native singularities. Y'all see that?
Yeah, this is what happened, man. We come from the Bantu people, man.
We dominated Africa. That's what happened. We dominated Africa. So I want to hear anybody crying and moaning about the conquest of Canaan, man. When we had a conquest of Africa. And Rob Bourne, if you watching, we can debate that. Because you said, oh, this didn't happen 3,000 years ago. In that same book I just pulled up, it gives you the timeline.
Yeah, man. Hey, Marshall. You be doing debates, huh? Brother said recently he had a debate. He debated our Bible and his belief as an Egyptian. I asked him, you're from Louisiana, and how do you skip the west coast of Africa and identify as an Egyptian? That's a great question. Great question.
Yeah, I mean, that's a question that should be posed to Jabari or anybody, because just as we bring our proof, you got to bring yours. Negroes got a hard time bringing evidence and proof. You understand? Like Matt today, I said, can you cite me a source? You know what I'm saying? And he went on a damn tangent. And I kept hitting him up with nothing but sources, man. Back to back. I ain't trying to hear your mouth. And he was like, oh, so is Qumran in Israel? We showed him it was in Israel. Then after that, oh, I got to make my wife some cereal. Or, you know, I got to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I bet you got to go now, man. It's hot in here, ain't it? It's getting real hot in here.
Yeah.
But anybody want to come on? You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen that brother Matt was able to finish his presentation. Nobody came in and said nothing to him. Anybody can come on, man. We don't mind, man. A white Oscar. What are we closing the door to white Ashkenazis?
Nah, man. Everybody's welcome to come on here, man, and build with us. Right? We're interested in the information. Yeah, man. Shout out to the new logo, man. Joint kind of hot, bro.
Yeah. I noticed that, man. Source and big lights.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right, man, we might as well, you know what I'm saying, shut it down, bro. The brother that was hosting the show not even here.
Right, right, man. Shout out to James Michelle, man. Done a great job, man. Yeah, you play you can play anything you want, man. Play something for the people, man. Still got 25 people in there, man.
Yeah, man. The views been consistent since the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Who should I close with? What about let's do it. Let's do LP, man.
Okay.
Say brother song again.
Yo, man, did you see that new joint? I still ain't got a chance to listen to it, man. But LV dropped a new joint about the source.
He did?
Yeah,
Oh, let me play that one then.
yeah, man. Source Media, man. Right? Source TV, man. That's what we doing,
LP,
man.
Europa. Who just jumped in the room?
I don't know.
I just heard somebody jumping. Who is this?
My bad.
Who?
Yes. How are you? My name's New Being Me. So I just want to give thanks to the Most High for this broadcast and you guys, your family bringing out this information again about the African diasporic, our Hebrew nations. So I just had one question though, especially in regards to what you had asked. Like, how did the brethren just jump from West Coast Africa to Egypt? I do have a question about the Ethiopian connection, and I just think sometimes we know that my family's from Haiti, so we have this information, the Congo, Igbo, we represent like 5 tribes, but as a Hebrew person, I can see what's missing is Torah, and I could see like even the quote unquote voodoo that the Haitian people are under. It's actually um it's actually uh just uh just it's Hebrew but very polluted, and
Yes.
the history behind it, like when you look at the different Haitian uh rites, there's Petro and then there's Rada. But interestingly enough, the name Petro goes back to Jethro, and the oral history is Zipporah, Moses, and all that. And I'm just begging and praying Most High that some of our Hebrew people can just go down to the island of Haiti and really work on literacy to really show them, identify that through that what happened was our real ancestors who were brought to Haiti from various places in West Africa, Congo, Ethiopia. I know my family's Ethiopian because my great grandmother was trying to teach us Amharic, the alphabet, but it was a secret. So there's this like secret Hebraic tradition all throughout the islands, and ones are not realizing that the Haitians, especially the Haitians, need to be freed up through Torah, through scriptures, to understand that they have been spiritually raped, and their heritage. And I think Haiti, once Haiti wakes up, then we will all get out of this dream, this nightmare, and this as Hebrew nation, we can come together. And that's why I inquire about Ethiopia and that connection. One of my questions I had asked was about the 2 messiahs. Like in the Dead Sea Scrolls, it mentions the Messiah of Aaron, which is Yeshua HaMashiach, Yahweh Shai, whoever you call him. In Haiti, they call him some other name. We even in the Haitian tradition, we in the quote unquote voodoo loi means law. So the voodoo quote unquote gods, there's one loi named Baron Samedi, the Baron of Sabbath. Why do we need a Baron of Samedi? Because that's who we are. We may need tough a tough Hebrew brother to be like, yo, it's like this hidden secret code that our ancestors tried to hide, but it got so deep and so buried. Catholicism and Protestantism and all kind of isms and schisms and just got mixed up. So I just really give thanks to you guys. I'm a Rastafari Haitian, so that's how the Most High brought I through, and that's we can have a lot of discussion about Haile Selassie, His Majesty, in terms of looking at this template of the Mashiach of Aaron, Yeshua HaMashiach, and the Mashiach of David, which are two different characters. But we can talk about that. I'm willing to learn and build on that. I have my family, we're ready for dinner. They're like, oh, you're at it again, listening to the Hebrew brethren. But this is what we are. This is who we are. So I want to give thanks. I'm willing to reason and grow, but share this information for us as this Hebrew nation, 12 stronghold, to really to really wake up and just make this movement, just to get back in our heritage, just for all of us to come together. So ones and ones may not agree with what I was saying, but in the heart, we follow the same Father, same Holy Ruach HaKodesh, the same Spirit, the same Father Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, everybody. So I want to give thanks to y'all.
Yes, sis, we appreciate it sincerely. Are you on Face? She jumped
She
up,
left.
right?
She left. Hey, all praises, man. She came on, added her 2 cents to the conversation, man. So, like I said, we are open panel. Hey, Jeremiah, we keep proving that, man. Why is our opponents afraid of that? Because they know it's true. People can actually get their point across here, no matter if we directly agree with everything they say or whatever. And they know that's a threat to their platform because it's not like that over there at their platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One nation. Oh, there go the sister right there. She came back in, brother.
Okay, con.
Battery.
Oh, that's all right, sis. You can contact us on Facebook at the Source Debate League on Facebook. Go in there and join. We could actually get you linked in to some of our backroom conversations where we have other sisters there as well. One of the founders of the Source is a sister by the name of Diamond, doing a lot of great work with us at the Source. And we would love to continue to build with you and allow you to bring some certain information, and we would like to bring some too. But I wanted to address your statement about the people of Haiti.
Yes,
Can
give
you
thanks.
hear me?
I'm listening. Yes, brethren, I'm
Okay, come.
listening.
All right, so this is from the 12 the testimonies of the 12 patriarchs, translated by R.H. Charles, page 54, and this is the testimony of Judah. For those that identify themselves being from the tribe of Judah, I myself identify myself as from the tribe of Judah, and our father told us something about Levi. All right, so this is page 54. It says, and now, my children, I command you to love Levi, that ye may abide, and exhort not yourself against him, lest ye be utterly destroyed. For to me the Lord gave the kingdom, and to him the priesthood. And he set the kingdom beneath the priest. He set the kingdom beneath the priesthood. To me he gave the things upon the earth, and to him the things in the heavens. As the heavens is higher than the earth, so is the priesthood of God higher than the earthly kingdom, unless it falleth away through sin. For the Lord and his dominion by the earthly kingdom. Right? For the Lord said unto me, the Lord chooses him rather than thee to draw near to him. So basically, what my forefathers saying about the tribe of Levi is that Levi is the greatest tribe of Levi is the greatest tribe of the nation of Israel, based upon their relationship with the Most High. So the Bible says the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So the people of Haiti, also along with some brothers that are in Africa, scattered amongst Africa, right, are from the tribe of Levi, according to my understanding. This is why you see their priestly priestly practices being practiced so closely correlating to what they did as their services for the Levitical priests, seeing that they're dealing with the sacrificial and the sacrificial law. So you're seeing these things in voodoo, such as turtle doves and other manners of animals being sacrificed and blood being splattered. You understand? So these similarities are not something by chance. So this is why they are struggling to the degree that they're struggling, because they once were scattered amongst Israel, living in the best places in Israel as they perform their services as Levites, right? So our father Judah let us know that that particular tribe is greater than the tribe of Judah. Judah will be recognized for other reasons. All 12 tribes are great for different reasons. You understand? So for them and the struggles that they're having is based upon the position that they held in antiquity. So you're going to see a lot more struggling with them than you might see with some of the other tribes. You understand? Based upon their position. So we do have brothers that have traveled there regularly. One of my elders, shout out to Elder Priest Kahan, who's traveled there a multitude of times, and there's camps there. So the work is actually being done in Haiti, maybe not to the degree that is going on in America, but it is brothers that are traveling back and forth there, attempting to do the work to the best of their ability. So, like I said, I would love to get your contact information, reach out to us on the source, and we'll try to link up with you and try to do the best that we can to shine a light on Haiti, because I know they need it.
Well, I thank the Most High. I thank our Father. I thank the work. I thank this broadcast. So I will link via Facebook. You said the source, correct?
Yes, the Source Debate League.
The Source Debate League. You will be looking. You will find me. Yes, brethren. I give thanks. I thank you for that word, for the patriarch's word. It's very. It's heavy, but we have faith and we know, and I just y'all, the family being out there in so many ways, Sister E and everyone in this ridiculous debates that's happening. Every day I just give thanks to the Most High. I'm just like, yes, Father, yes, we're making it. Yes, Yeshua, give thanks. So the fact that you mentioned Levi, that is such a hope and inspiration. And if our family could be of service, we would be very honored. And the Judah conversation, very much, that's a very, very important thing. So thank you, Judah. Thank you, House of Israel, House of David, everyone. I don't know if I'm not saying it correct. I still have a lot to learn, but thank you, family.
Yeah.
Now
we appreciate it, sister. If you are of that lineage, you come from a great and powerful lineage according to the Bible, man. So we honor you.
Praise God. Praise Yahweh. We won't get caught up in the schism. The words for praise the Most High.
Yes.
Our Father, praise you all, and I look forward to further building for the kingdom of Zion and for generations and generations to come, brethren. So much love to everyone out there listening now and in the further ear. So give thanks.
We appreciate it, sister. May the Most High in Christ bless.
Bless you. Thank you. Yeshua HaMashiach, Holy Spirit.
All right, brother Black. Somebody just came in.
Shalom, brother. Peace and blessings.
Yo, what's going on, brother?
Hey, I want y'all to check out my new Israelite song. It's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. It's the name is Shady Black, but my Hebrew name is Eastern Black.
Okay.
It's a powerful song, and I think y'all brother would love it. I got a song called Willie Lynch. but it's telling our black Israelite brothers and sisters to wake up all over the world. But I agree with the sister because I found out that my great ancestor, she for the Congo, my great aunt, she's still in the Congo to this day. She pushing maybe about close to 200 years old. But she the one who brought me and told me that we for the tribe of Judah. Cause she got like an old original poem from way back in the day. It got Judah on it.
Oh, powerful.
And I told her thank you because she was telling me the difference between all the tribes of Africa. She was breaking it down. The tribes, like who was Shemite and who was Hamites running in Africa. She wrote it down.
Yeah, man.
Are
you familiar with the Negro land map?
Yeah, I'm familiar with that because I was part of ISUPK way back. When I was part of ISUPK, I learned a lot.
Okay. Shout out to those brothers.
Captain Zaria, General Yohana. I learned a lot.
Okay, brother. Yeah, all praise and glory, man. Drop your music video in the chat, and we'll check you out, man.
All right, hey, and I'm trying to get you on my Facebook page and trying to check your music out because I own a radio station. I own 95 South Hebrew. It's worldwide. And I'm trying to get your song up there. I'm trying to get your music up there because I love your music.
All praise and glory, man. I appreciate that sincerely, man. Yeah, man, you can reach out to me on Facebook, man, at Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
I'm gonna post it in the chat so you have the proper spelling.
Yes, sir. And y'all, brother, have a beautiful, blessed night. Shalom, peace and blessings to you and your family.
We appreciate it, brother.
All right, shalom, brother. I was trying to look his music up, but I looked up Shady Black. I couldn't find it on YouTube. So,
yeah, brother. If you're still listening, man, drop that in the chat, man. We love supporting our brothers and sisters, man, that's doing this work in sincerity. If anybody want to reach out to me concerning any music, my Facebook name is in the chat right now. Jeremiah on Facebook. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe the brother can post it in the chat. Somebody asked what is his rap name, so you can post it in the chat.
Is that Battle Axe?
One Nation Set Apart.
That's the same image Battle Axe used, ain't it?
I don't know, man.
Oh, good.
All right.
All right, let's close it out. Another great day for the source, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be live.
Yeah, man, we got some love from brothers and sisters, man. Like yo, Joshua, man, this work ain't in vain, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's definitely a labor of love, and it's actually being beneficial to our brothers and sisters, man, to see the zeal and the warrior spirit come out, man, for the defense of the gospel. Gospel just simply means good news, man, allowing us to connect ourselves to our ancestry, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And according to Swab Ball's gospel mean what did he say? Victory, military victory.
Yeah, I don't know where he got that from.
I was like, what the hell? And then it was like, oh well, that mean that the Romans are the ones that were really spreading the gospel. I'm like, what the? All right, man. So really, y'all follow the Romans. A nigga will make up anything, and this is why we call ourselves the source. Because at the end of the day, we gonna give you source material. Look, this is Battle Axe. I knew it. I knew that was his image. He said, "I'm Battle Axe."
Yeah, we definitely praying for our brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, the work that we're doing, man, and the other brothers on the source are doing, man. Everybody has their particular gift. You understand? And we're just doing the best we can to sound the trumpet, present ourselves as servants, man, to our people. You understand? Because a lot of our people they get pushed in the corners, Joshua, and they don't have the defense that they needed. But thanks to brothers like yourself, the great work that's been done on Genesis 49ers, you understand, and other platforms, brothers and sisters are able to actually present scholastic information to substantiate their identity and their history, man. So may the Most High continue to bless your hand, brother.
Man, everybody here is the cloud. Everybody that's putting in work. Ron Shields, you yourself, my brother James, T. Red, Dayala, you know what I'm saying, Maracana. Somebody messed his brother name up. All the brothers that putting their hands to the plow.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our brother Sam and Yakanan and Tanks on the Ground, Elder Yara, man. I mean, we just go all night.
Right.
A lot of these powerful brothers that's doing this great work, man.
Right, man. Brothers putting their hand to the plow and not turning back. So we appreciate all the brothers that's putting in that work. Because it's a battle for our people, man. You know, the other side want to bring our people into, really, they bringing our people into the same old. Oh, just call yourself black, call yourself African American, and lie to the people about revolution because you're not even pushing revolution. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You just fitting in. But that's it, man. We can close the show on that, brother. And we will be live again, bro, tomorrow.
That's right, man. Yeah, man, we getting back into that book tomorrow, man. I don't think we got nothing scheduled. You know what I mean? We getting back on that book, man. Real talk.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. We're going to get that book done in 2 weeks. And we're going to just start telling brothers and sisters, whoever.
Hey, Battle Axe, man, drop the link in the chat. He said he found that brother by typing in Willie Lynch after his name. Right? I don't know. But anyway, brother, go ahead, bro.
Shady Black. No, I said about the book, man. Anybody mentioned To the Prophet, we just going to like, look, we covered that already. And here's the playlist. And you ain't gonna be able to say nothing unless you go back and actually read it.
God.
Yeah, I still ain't found it. I put in Shady Black Willie Lynch. Oh, here it is. I found it.
How about a doorbell that can scare package thieves away with a whistle? Learn more at vivid.com.
Damn, vivid.com.
Yeah, we gonna end with this. Can y'all see it? Is y'all seeing it? No, y'all not seeing it.
No, we can't see it.
Hold on. What is he saying? Battle said, I am going to J-Pen.
I don't know what that is, man. I don't know what J-Pen is.
That's some Holy Spirit talk.
Come on, man.
Hey,
come on, man. Yo, man, shout out to our brother, our beloved brother Battle Axe, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace to you, brother.
The scriptures say if a man speak of an unknown tongue, he speaketh not to man but God.
Yeah, that is what the scriptures say, man. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 14, I believe, bro.
Oh, man. Hey, much love to them brothers, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, so this is the song by the brother that called in. We're going to show him some love and play his song on the live. Get them about 200, 300 listeners. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do.
That's right.
Let's get it.
That boy master Willie Lynch, boy, you probably listen to master. What? Willie? Lynch what? Willie? Lynch what? Willie? Lynch what? Willie? Lynch. Willie? Lynch. Willie? Lynch. What? What? Willie? Lynch. Willie? Lynch. Willie? Lynch. Willie? Lynch. He riding. He on it. he on it. That pony, yeah, nigga. Oh, whoop that nigga. Willie Lynch, he in the building. Y'all don't get it. Your test master here. Now find out, slave to your master. You ain't paying to know what the hell the father's not listening. You listen to the package, but they tell you lie. Then I'm paraphrase, bye, fight. I'm trying to tell them soup that you think you eating. Willie Lynch, you nigga, put that shit up into you. Bam, you ain't know about it. Y'all don't know the truth. Boy, that kid down on Mike, I'm in the building now. Bam, that is a family record. Bye, tell them boys it's on. What? Willie Lynch here. In the lip, my room. Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch.
Yeah.
Willie Lynch. He riding, he on it, that pony. Yeah, nigga. Oh, whoop that nigga. Drink. Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch. He on it, he riding, he jelly with a pony. Yeah, nigga. Oh, whoop that nigga. Drink. Know what in the place? Yo, your master here. You don't believe in that most high. Put the young niggas against the older niggas. Put the wife and the daughter against the father. He use it against us, and y'all don't even see it. The blind go to blind. The blind I lead the blind. Dumb niggas leaving. Boom, how they done sold out. Sold his soul to that dick. When white crack good. Willie Lynch.
Yeah.
Willie Lynch. That Willie Lynch. He riding, he on it, that pony. Yeah, nigga. Oh, whoop that nigga. Drink. Willie Lynch. That nigga, he know me. I don't not play. Fuck that car, crazy. I come with it, that break. I know that break. I knock him down. Bow, with the blow for the sound. What? I'm not a dog. I'm an Israelite. I'ma keep it real. I'm from that 12 tribe. You beat that out of us, but it's just coming back. If you don't believe the truth, you better read around me. Willie Lynch. 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 He riding, he on it. Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch. He riding, he on it, that pony. Yeah, nigga, ho. Pope would be good nigga for master. Pope would be good nigga for master. I swear to your master, I'll be good nigga. My name is Pope, not Kunta. Pope, I'll be good nigga for master.
Yo, man, shout out to the brother, man. We Willie lynching, man. Yo, man, Source Media, man, Source Gang, man, SUC, man, right? Talk that talk, Scholastic Bully.
7 Gang, SUC, Source Gang. Y'all know how we doing. Live every day, live in effect. Y'all gonna see us, get used to us, because we ain't going nowhere. Gang.
We working